It's taking longer this time. Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 59, take 2. Hopefully we got Robert and Mr. G joining us, Galactic Net, Gerard.
Hello.
And I'm just going to cue some music and make sure we got it working this time. Can't hear it. Oh yeah, it looks like the lead thing's going up now. I think we're there, guys. I need to. These are my intro screens, but I need to update some. And they rotate every 15 seconds, I think. So these guys need to hang out and post for the. Okay. You can get the link at the bottom of the Hangout.
Yeah.
We already got one like, and Jamel's back for us. Yay! Google have broken it, but we get around it eventually. Now, why is it not saying anyone's watching? Let's see, reload. Yeah, it should say down here. Now 4 now. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna switch 6 intros have been done. Yay! So these guys can hear the music yourselves?
Yeah, it's coming through loud and clear.
And we're going to try some of the video sounds just to make sure they're working.
Yeah.
So we got Mick Wests one here to see if that plays.
They're under normal pressure, and there's a vacuum pressure to fill the vacuum. But the Earth's atmosphere is under normal pressure, and there's nothing between the atmosphere and the vacuum of space, so why doesn't all the air on Earth get sucked into space? The answer, of course, is gravity. Gravity is holding the atmosphere down, but how does that work exactly? How does gravity keep the air in my room at a constant pressure and not rushing off into space? Well, to understand how that works, you've got to think about what the atmosphere actually is. The atmosphere, the air, is a gas, a mixture most of nitrogen and oxygen. Like all gases, it's just a bunch of molecules flying around. Now, we're used to thinking of the atmosphere in terms of air pressure, but to understand that, you have to consider the motion of individual molecules. Let's do some thought experiments in a simplified universe. Let's say the universe contained nothing at all except for some gas molecules. Since molecules are really just like tiny little objects, they behave like other objects.
So you're hearing that all right, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not too loud or anything. It sounds like listening to BBC, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very posh. I'll post the link down the side here. But the thing is, I asked some questions in the comments, and I just want to talk about what I asked. But I'll give Mick a plug in the comments there. Jamel, how's it going? Video playback sound is loud and clear. Cool. We need you every night, Jamal. So we'll just carry on with this video. He's talking about why atmosphere doesn't bleed into space constantly. So he's talking about gravity.
Objects would in space. The gas molecules would just move in straight lines, not changing direction unless they happen to collide with each other. The universe would just continue like this, gas molecules moving around. Eventually they would cluster together and form nebula and stars, but that's another story. So suppose we add a planet into the mix. How will that change things? Bam! Suddenly, our universe has a strong gravity well. All the nearby gas molecules are attracted to the planet, so they tend to move in that direction. Now, adding a planet like that has created a whole bunch of potential energy, so things speed up and slosh around for a bit, but eventually they settle down. Let's fast forward a bit. What do we find? The planet has acquired an atmosphere. Not only that, it's one where the density of the atmosphere decreases as you get higher. Most of the molecules near the planet's surface are bouncing around, colliding with each other and colliding with the objects around them. It's those collisions that make air pressure. But the ones off in space are just following ballistic trajectories. And because there's so few molecules, there's far fewer collisions and so very little pressure, if any. So we can see there's no reason for the atmosphere to fly up into space. All of the atmosphere is being pulled down towards the planet. The only reason why air rushes to fill a vacuum down on Earth is because the molecules are bouncing around so much they just fill up any empty space. Let's have a look at this in more detail. Here at the bottom of the screen is the surface of the planet. We've dropped a bunch of gas in here again and it's settling until it reaches some kind of equilibrium. Just lets things settle down a bit. Again, we see a pressure gradient with a vacuum at the top and sea level at the bottom. You can also see there's no compelling reason for the molecules at the top of the atmosphere to whiz off into space. Some of them do, but gravity keeps most of them returning to Earth. Another thing you can see is that there really isn't an edge to the atmosphere. It just gets thinner and thinner, and the molecules get further and further apart. It never really ends. Even in the space between galaxies, the hardest vacuum there is, there's still about 1 atom per cubic meter.
So this is video. It's quite good. I've seen said some of them escape. So what I did is I asked him a question down here. Helium surely leaks out lighter particles that beat gravity. And someone here said, I need to mute that echo. You don't hear it, I hear it, and it puts me off. So what I said here was that surely some particles leak out into space, and he said helium rises because it's lighter than the surrounding oxygen and nitrogen that makes up the air we breathe, but it's still heavier compared to the vacuum of space. This is why weather balloons can only go up to 50 kilometers, at which point the gas contained within the balloon is heavier and then the extremely thin air around it. So that's actually wrong. So I posted comments saying it was wrong, and what I said is I googled and I found this: where does helium go after it escapes the atmosphere? And this guy did a really good blurb on it. As you already know, helium escapes the atmosphere, but what exactly does that mean? Helium, along with hydrogen, are the lightest elements and thus the lightest gases. They rise not because they have some kind of upward force that counteracts gravity. Of course, they rise because the rest of the atmosphere is heavier than they are. It's simply the concept of buoyancy at work, much like when you jump in a body of water, you float because you're lighter than the water, and the weight of the water, heavier than you, essentially pushes you up. Once you get onto the top of the water, however, you don't keep going up, and Earth's gravity keeps you from continue onward into space. The same thing happens to helium and hydrogen. The weight of the heavier gases in the atmosphere pushes them up until they essentially reach the end of the atmosphere and float on the top. This part of the Earth's atmosphere, which is made up primarily of hydrogen and helium, is called the exosphere. Things get pretty weird way up there, anywhere from 700 to 10,000 kilometers up. The atmosphere is so thin that the molecules are no longer behave like a gas. They are spread out so thin that the individual particles can travel for hundreds of kilometers before colliding with another. So that's basically what Mick Wests was saying in his video there. Molecules are still gravitationally bound to the Earth, however, and essentially orbit the planet in their own individual trajectories. But he's got here, so how do the particles make the final leap into space and escape the planet's gravity? About 40,000 kilometers up on the side of the planet facing the sun is a region known as the magnetic sphere. Magnetic sheath, yeah, which is basically the extent of the Earth's magnetic field. Beyond this point, space is dominated by the solar wind, a stream of high energy particles that is constantly flying from the sun at supersonic speeds. We are more or less protected from the stream of particles by the magnetic field, but those molecules of helium sipping around the upper atmosphere and eventually swing out past the sheath and
sheath.
Yeah, I have some trouble saying some words. You can kick in if you want. Yep, right into the solar wind. So much like a leaf falling into a swift moving river and carried away into the emptiness of outer space. So I thought that was a really good explanation. So I posted part of that into the comments on that video so that guy can have a read of it without breaking copyright or whatever. But he also said there about the balloon. He said it gets heavier when it gets to the outer edge of the Earth, which doesn't make sense, does it? What happens is, if you Google, why do weather balloons come down? Beneath the helium balloon is a shoebox-sized weather instrument called a radio, how do you say that one, sonde? A small disposable instrument package that sends back weather data such as atmospheric pressure, temperature, relative humidity, and wind speed. It expands and explodes because the lower air pressure at higher altitudes. So eventually it loses all the helium gas and comes tumbling down. Pop, as the header says here, pop, see the balloon explode when it reaches 100,000 feet. So
yeah, well, it's not just that. It's the balloons are made from like neoprene, aren't they? So when they get into high altitudes, when it's really cold, they split, and of course it's no longer a balloon. Then it's a balloon with a hole in, so down it comes.
But I also did miler balloons because people, filming them passing the moon quite often, the backyard sky watchers. Yeah. And they
got like silver foil over them, haven't they?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact details now. But didn't it get up to about 8 kilometers before they popped? Which is quite.
So they're reflective.
Yeah. So people don't realize how high they can fly. These garbage that we put out into our atmosphere. So eventually, I guess most of them would land in the sea because most of the Earth is 80% water. The mass
70.
The surface, I mean, not the mass. So yeah, I suppose we could Google that, find out what the percentage is.
No, it's roughly 70% water.
What percent? Sea, I suppose you'd have to call it. Is Earth. I typed it right. And Robert's dead on the mark there. You've been studying up, haven't you? The ocean covers more than 70% of the surface of the planet. It's hard to imagine about 97% of the Earth's water can be found in the oceans. Off that tiny percentage that's not in the ocean, about 2% is frozen up in glaciers and ice caps. And also, I might add that I think it's only about 1% of the ocean's been explored, so we don't know what's really down there.
Yeah, I was going to say that. There's still so much that we don't know about it.
Yeah. So I sort of
and also we do get fresh water delivered on a daily basis from meteorites.
Yeah. So I sort of jumped into that because we had a little bit of a cock up with the beginning of the mic again. So we got Gerard from Ireland with us, and also Robert Farmer from UK, and they both had UFO sightings. So they've seen a physical object where I haven't. I've only seen a light in the sky that seemed a bit suspect because it was traveling in a direction that was too fast to be a plane, and it was sort of blinking. The whole thing was sort of blinking like it's a spinning top, and it seemed to move pretty quick, faster than planes I've seen in the sky, and also satellites passing would always be in a different direction. So that was my UFO sighting that all I can say was one, plus my one that I did on the channel years ago, which was when it was totally overcast, but I saw this light in the sky. I couldn't see the moon, couldn't see stars, but I could see this light in the sky. And I thought, well, could it be Venus? Because it's very bright, because it gets, for some reason, it was bright last year. I suppose it's closest to the southern hemisphere. And so I got my heavens above that up and looked up in the sky with it, and sure enough, it said it was Venus. But when I looked at it with my eyes, I could have sworn it was 3 bright lights. This goes to show, until you can get a camera onto it and enhance it, you see that it's actually one solid light that's sort of flickering, because the Venus the light from Venus bouncing back through the atmosphere does flicker through the layers of ice crystals. But it was quite...
And the more you look at it, the more unusual it seems to get.
Yeah.
If you stare at it.
Yeah, that's right.
It plays tricks on your mind.
It does. And I even said to Dad, come out and have a look at this. What do you think? Because it was really strange, because there was only one gap in the whole sky, and it was where Venus was. So it was really confusing, and it was just sitting there hanging, and it didn't seem to be moving very fast. So, and the clouds weren't moving at all, and it was just crazy. It was a crazy night. But I did manage to get some video of it, because I borrowed my mum's phone. But I think that was like episode 4 I did, if you want to have a look. But yeah, I debunked my own sighting anyway, which is what everyone should be doing. They should be learning the tools that I present here, and learning from it. So you wanted to tell everybody your UFO sighting there, Mr. Gerard?
Oh, please.
Just want to say hello to JV. Just said hello in chat there.
Yeah, he's a Kiwi as well, up in Auckland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Jermaine.
Jamal. Yeah. Yep, let's carry on.
So I'll kind of try and set the stage. I can only go from eyewitness testimony.
Yeah.
Memory has faded somewhat as well. So, so I'm kind of 15, 16 years of age, and me and some mates are kind of hanging out and messing around and that, you know. So one of my mates kind of says, you know, hey, look, there's a UFO in the sky. So I'm kind of like, you know, yeah, whatever, you know. I'm not like really sort of, at this point in my life, you know, I'm just kind of like, I'm not clued in on it. You know, there's a slight fascination with the whole thing, but it's not, you know, it's not like, you know, it didn't really light the spark, you know. But so when I looked around and seen what I'd seen, it was like, it changed everything. Like, you know, I mean, this basically the event happened near some crossroads, right?
Right. How far away was it from?
I think it was about roughly a few hundred feet from the tops of the houses, and it was literally just sort of like, you know, just
So it was less than
floating.
500 meters away from you?
Possibly, yeah.
So it was,
And it seemed to just glide over the houses, right?
so it was definitely
and
it was definitely a craft that you saw.
Yeah. There was no. It was metallic in nature.
Right.
There was no engine sound whatsoever.
Right.
There was nothing. And the crazy thing about the event that stuck out with me was that all of the dogs and everything kind of just went silent.
Yeah.
It was really, really spooky. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's the only thing that out of the whole thing of that event. This was the only thing that really has stuck in my head since that day.
Right.
Was the fact that there was no. Normally, you would get dogs barking constantly, because everybody has dogs in their backyards and whatnot.
Yeah.
But this, as soon as this thing showed up,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know where it came from, right? Obviously, I can't say, it came from one direction or the other, because when I come out, I was already sort of hovering above the houses.
It could have
decloaked.
Noticed. It could have decloaked.
Huh?
I reckon a lot of UFOs have cloaking, and I think they just pop out of decloaking and show themselves
again,
up.
Again, it's possible. I can't say that because I never seen that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all of the dogs just went. Everything just went dead quiet. It was so eerie. Like.
Yeah.
So this thing it was metallic in nature. It just seemed to glide.
Yeah.
Effortlessly. Across.
Yeah.
And it got into the distance about. I think about I'm not really good with gauging distance, but I would say about a half a mile to a mile.
Yeah.
And I just shot straight up.
See, that's quite
at an unbelievable speed. Like.
This sounds like that's interesting. It's a shame you didn't have like a smartphone with you.
Well, I know there was and the thing about it was there was a pile of kids. I wasn't the only one there, and then all the parents come out from the houses and they looked up and seen this.
Right.
So the local military base was contacted because there was a lot of heavy a British military presence here at one point. So the local base was called to see if they had anything going on or anything flying.
Right.
And they said they had nothing in the sky.
Oh,
so
okay.
the only thing I can put this down to, right, is either some kind of probe that has been worked on, we know nothing about, some type of technology that has been hidden from the public.
How big? How big in feet was this thing then? 50 feet.
I would say you would probably fit
50.
Something like that, yeah.
Because,
again, I can't really.
Because that seems to be like the common thing you hear about how big was the saucer you saw, and most people say 50 to 80 feet, and 80 feet tall, which is quite interesting. When you start looking at the commonalities in the sightings, it's really fascinating.
But here's the really cool thing, right? So this friend of mine, he's like, he's getting into astronomy. This is how the two of us kind of met. I have kind of a loose fascination with astronomy. But so he says to me, the next day he says, hey man, look at this. So he shows me this paper article, right?
Yeah.
And it's from 10 years previous.
Right.
In the 80s. So this happened in the mid-90s.
Right.
So this was the mid-80s, and the same thing was spotted over Belfast.
Have you got a newspaper article?
I wish. I've been looking for this for years. This particular article.
Have you managed to draw a picture of it?
Again, this is what I'm saying. My memory of the event has started to fade, and this is what's a kind of upset me. Kind of that I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody ever has a camera with them. Like this is kind of the thing. Everybody has a camera now.
Yeah, but me, at the age of 16, I would have got a pen and paper out and started drawing everything I remember.
I didn't think. I was just like a bunch of kids knocking about. At that point in my life, I wasn't. I was just more interested in kind of like hanging out, messing around, kind of thing. I wasn't like really interested in anything whatsoever. Right. But this event changed everything in my life. It changed how I thought about everything.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. It changes the whole perspective in life. That opens up
since that's happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been a political person,
No.
As I've said earlier. But since that happened, politics, religion went straight out the window.
Yeah. Yes. It changes your whole worldview, doesn't it? And
So then I had a second sighting.
Yeah.
This one was pretty cool because I definitely do believe that I've seen something that day. So we're traveling up the M1 to Belfast, and so we're coming from Belfast. I think it was about 8-10 years ago.
Right.
And so we're coming back, and so I'm looking up. I'm in the front seat. The girlfriend's on the passenger seat with two friends in the back. So we're traveling down, and she's sticking with the speed limit, 50, 60 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So I'm looking up to my left, and I see this chopper, and it's flying along. I'm like, yeah, it's just a chopper, not unusual. So then it stops, right?
Right.
And it does a 180, right?
Right.
And then I'm like, why is that stopping and why is it doing a 180? Because they have to clear that with the ground, if they're making any deviations to their flight plan. So then I look over to the right, and there's this speck, right? And it's literally just popping out from the clouds, come back in again, popping out.
Yeah.
And this is just moving out, and this chopper has kind of like either been alerted to this, or there's something that has happened.
Yeah.
To make them sort of do the 180 and sort of. So then there's like flashes starts coming from the choppers. They're obviously trying to get a picture of it.
Did you videotape it? Film it?
No. Nope.
You would have had a phone back then, though. That was early mobile phones. But they probably didn't have camera, did they, back then?
No. Well, they wouldn't have been that great anyway. Like,
no.
Semis. But they so it's kind of that thing. It's kind of, it's like, if I see a sighting now, and I'm going to be ready for it.
Yeah. And did anyone report that particular sighting?
I don't think so, no.
So that's what happens. A lot of people see these things, but they don't report it. It's like my German friend saw a classics. Went outside the back balcony. I've said this story so many times, but it's a good story. Went out back for a cigarette. He's now dead. He died 2 months ago, sadly. And he saw this saucer, classic like you see in the sci-fis, just lift off in the pine forest out the back of his house and just hover there for a couple of minutes. And he calls the wife, come and have a look at this, quick. And they're both staring at this thing in the sky. And suddenly it just shoots off vertically at horrible, impossible speed and just turns into like a little star. And this was just as it's starting to get dark, evening. So they both saw it, and they both say it was definitely a UFO, and it changed their life. And he never told anyone, but he come to New Zealand and he tried to tell my parents at the time, and I was listening in, and because I didn't know German, because I used to speak German because we lived over there for a few years, and I picked it up as a kid, but I had lost it as living in New Zealand again, sadly. And he was telling Dad, and Dad just laughed, And I said, "What's he saying?" And he said, "Oh, he reckons he saw a flying saucer." And I said, "Well, tell me the full story." And I said, "Wow, that's amazing." And Dad didn't think he was hallucinating or something. And he said he never reported it. And he said there was at least 10 others in the village that saw the same thing, and none of them reported it. So that's another brilliant case that should have been documented, really, as much as possible. But again, that's back in 1990, and no one had mobile phones and cameras back then either, so it's a bit of a shame. But that's the sort of evidence I'm trying to want on my channel, because I want to see what these people see, not the stupid little balloons and fake UFOs that keeps being put out all the time. It's quite frustrating. I know there's got to be something good out there, but the best cases, people never have a video. Well, they don't even think about video because they're too life-changing state of mind seeing this thing in the sky.
No, at the time.
Sorry, mate. You got cut off.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. What if we all start to talk at the same time? We sort of get cut off. So you go ahead, Robert, and then Mr. G can kick in.
I think people are in a state of shock when they see something like that.
Definitely.
Most UFO sightings tend to be fleeting and only last a few seconds to a minute or two at most.
Yeah.
But going back to G's first sighting, when he said that the animals went quiet and it was, I don't know, like an eerie feeling, almost that time is kind of standing still. That's happened, multiple sightings all around the world. They've got a name for it. It's known as the Oz effect. You may well have heard of that, G, but it's anyway what you've seen and what you experienced. You've got plenty of backup on that one.
And also I got a story here from my mate. Remember I was talking about he was hunting in Kaikoura just before the big 1978 event happened, and I've got it here pasted in a text file, and I'll read it out to you what he said. It's gone to the wrong screen. I'll just drag it across. It's got some small font, so I'll zoom in. So that was my comment at the top, but here we go. At the time we were kids, I was about 17 and my friend was about 18. We had been hunting and running a bit late because of a goat we had shot about 15 minutes earlier. We were over recovering the goat and cutting it up so we could carry it. Event occurred right on evening song, and all the wildlife went quiet, holding its breath. And we were on a small terrace slightly elevated above the bottom of the valley. The light come around the corner of the hill to the northwest of us. We never saw it directly, only the light it was projecting up in the sky. It was traveling down within this creek ravine that we have crossed a number of times during the day, 10 to 15 feet deep. Stuffle water, that's Kiwi talk, lots of trees and branches in and over the ravine. Light was flickering backward in the sky air as the source went under the branches, etc. From our slightly elevated position, we saw it travel from 400 meters on our west across in front of us about 200 meters away over around a bend to our east and finally out towards the southeast. Never saw it directly as it was down below bank height. I have no recall of hearing any noise at all. Afterward, all the wildlife went nuts for a few minutes, making even more noise than standard evening song. Relevant points in the area are compass points at every hill. The ground is magnetic. The hills are very steep. The rock type is pancake sheet shell. The rain hit about an hour later, included some lightning. When the other sighting was on TV a few weeks later, he's talking about the famous New Zealand 1978, my mate spoke up and we were strongly ridiculed by the community. So we shut up and only mentioned it to a select few. It was not a man-made object. My best guess is it was related to a phenomenon called earthlights, a type of plasma ball driven in its movement by magnetic fields. So I said to that, or it's what they call a UFO probe sphere, like a human drone with sensors and cameras surveying an area. Makes sense aliens would use too. This is what it said back to him. The thing with earthlights is what I meant to say, and ball lighting is most don't last 20 seconds. Has been plasma balls pass through kitchen windows like it wasn't there, hover in the kitchen and vanish in front of the people. Unlikely they're alien, but natural. But even those accounts go back to 40 seconds to 80 seconds, and yet back to the 40s to 80s, and yet proof stuff can pass through solids. So yeah, these plasma balls in UK would simply pass through the glass panel of the kitchen and hover over the kitchen table and only be there for a maximum of a minute and then simply vanish in a burst of sort of like energy wave, I guess. Whether that's alien or whether it's natural, I don't know. But could he have seen that? Because he didn't say, he said in his report here, he didn't actually see it, but they saw the brilliant light. So, but what's interesting is the quietness of the animals. And it's quite interesting too that this event happened 2 weeks prior to that 1960s, which I put up today on the channel. You probably not had a chance to watch it. I'll see if I can
I think I might have seen some of that.
See if I can open it up. That's not it. Which link is it? Not that one. Top one, probably. That's it. So if I go to my channel, so this is the sighting that happened in New Zealand in 1978, 2 weeks after his sighting. So I'll just queue it up and we play it. It's only 6 minutes long. And it's got Bruce Maccabee in it and some other guys, which I'm not sure if it's...
Bruce Maccabee, he used to work for... did he work for Kodak?
Not too sure his story. Robert probably knows.
I think he's got a back. I'm not too sure, but I think he's got a background in imaging, you know, and photography and imaging and that.
Yeah.
So he might be.
Robert would know. He's got like a couple hundred books on UFOs. So, are you there, Robert? Or has he gone to the toilet?
He's
I think he's going to the toilet. It's all that tea drinking they do. Anyway, I'll just play this video, and if you can tell me who these guys are, I just wonder if that guy with the long hair is James Oberg, you know, the guy that came up with the squid boat idea, which is just absolutely crazy. But anyway, I'll just play it.
News reporter working for Channel O in Melbourne, Australia, and in 1978 in December, I was on holidays back in my homeland, New Zealand.
Reporter Quentin Fogarty may not have been the only visitor flying into town that day.
2 flight crews from a company called Safe Air had sighted bright lights in the sky. I had a phone call from my office back in Melbourne to say that they were keen for me to follow up a strong UFO sighting 2 or 3 days earlier.
Doesn't something always come up on vacation?
When we took off from Wellington, the flight crew pointed out towards the right of the aircraft the lights of a town called Kaikoura in the distance. And then sort of above the town, we could see a row of lights which started as a little pinprick and then turned into a great globe of light. And then it would just shrink out again to nothing. I'd never seen anything like it before. In terms of my feelings, initially I was very excited, but I don't think at any stage I ever really felt that I was in incredible danger, although at times I did feel a little scared. David, the cameraman, was having great difficulty filming these lights, so we got very little footage. When we landed, the captain offered us the opportunity to go back on the return flight. The sound recorder she got off, she was so scared she wouldn't go back on the plane. I had mixed feelings about getting back on board the plane because it was out of my comfort zone at times. But then I also knew David had great difficulty getting good footage. And I thought, well, if they were there on the way down, they might be there on the way back. So I agreed to go back. We took off from Christchurch. The flight crew pointed out a bright light. In fact, I saw 2 bright lights off to the right-hand side of the aircraft out to sea. This light seemed to pace the aircraft. The flight crew were quite convinced also that the light was airborne and was moving and manoeuvred as well as moving. We continued to see the same sort of bright lights that started as little pinpricks and turned into great globes of light all the way back to the aircraft's home base at Blenheim. When we landed, I thought, I've got a world scoop here. And I thought, wow, this is going to be a big story.
As with any alien sighting, a common sense explanation was soon offered up. Some said that the lights absolutely involved little slimy creatures, only not the green kind, but the pink ones instead.
It was proposed that a solitary squid boat had been there fishing off the coast of New Zealand. That could explain this extremely bright light.
The way that they fish for squid is each boat has these enormously brilliant lights, up to 360,000 watts worth of incandescent lights, and the bright lights bring the squid up.
Is that James Oberg? Do you know?
I don't know.
It's going back to 1978. So, did he have long hair to start with? But squid boat lights, it's just crazy because this the whole thing's crazy because they got it on 2 radar fixes, you know, and I can tell you that other people that I've talked to have never reported their sighting, but one guy said he was up there at the time and he saw this UFO that was beaming a beam of light down onto the ocean, like they were searching for something. So I reckon maybe a UFO had gone down and they were searching for it. And that might be related also to the probe that went up the valley. They may have been looking for any crashed debris in the forest, and because they were hunting in the forest at Kaikoura. That report I read out earlier. So I was going to ask Robert whether he knew this guy, but we'll carry on. He's talking about squid boat lights, which is just a crazy. You know, not even I would offer that as a explanation or debunk. You know, the squid lights flickering off the clouds.
Yeah, but there was a UFO sighted. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the
Well, they
very
got radar
surface. It's
fixes.
difficult to know exactly what they saw in the film. It may well have been just a single squid fishing boat that was in close near the harbor there.
But investigator Bruce Maccabee finds the squid defense a little slippery.
The co-pilot's testimony clearly shows that it could have been a squid boat. It was moving rapidly. But of course, a squid boat is fastened in one position. It can't move very fast at all.
And don't forget, Fogarty says the lights were darting around up in the air, not down at sea level. The skeptics have an answer for that one, too.
How do you mistake a light on the surface with something moving toward you and away from you, maneuvering with you?
Was that James Oberg? Because they both got moustaches. If I bring up James Oberg, let's do a comparison, because I'm not too sure who they are. Because James Oberg, he's ex-NASA, and he seems to offer real good scientific explanations. But that squid boat one's just crazy as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but that light video, I mean, you can't really make anything out of that, if you know what I mean.
Sorry?
It's the shaky cam, you know the way they've got the video on the light that they picked up.
Right. So that looks like it
The
might...
object.
Yeah, that's right. So that's James Oberg. Is that the same guy here? I reckon it is, isn't it? Looks like the same guy.
That's him.
You reckon?
Yeah.
He's quite a big guy. He likes his food.
Yeah, likes his food.
like me and you. Egg and bacon.
Yeah.
Egg and bacon, English breakfast. So he used to be a skinny guy, but I used to be skinny too. But I wanted to know who the other guy. Were you here when you saw the other guy when I was playing it? This guy. Who's this? Is that the same? Is that James Os?
Lights bring the squid up.
That's the same guy.
It's the same
That's
guy, but he's
Oberg.
got long hair. So it looks like on this news clip they put two different explanations together. So anyway, we'll play it from there anyway.
From the ocean up to the very surface. It's difficult to know exactly what they saw in the film. It may well have been just a single squid fishing boat that was in close near the harbor there.
But investigator Bruce Maccabee finds the squid defense a little slippery.
The co-pilot's testimony clearly shows that it could have been a squid boat. It was moving rapidly. Of course, a squid boat is fastened in one position. It can't move very fast at all.
And don't forget, Fogarty says the lights were darting around up in the air, not down at sea level. The skeptics have an answer for that one, too.
How do you mistake a light on the surface with something moving toward you and away from you, maneuvering with you? And the answer is, it happens. People, especially in aircraft, as the aircraft maneuvers and turns, will see a light moving on the horizon, not realize it's him who's turning and not the light.
So just what were those mysterious lights? Extraterrestrials or the next day's appetizer? That question remains unanswered, and it is still eating away at Quentin Fogarty.
30 years later, I still would love to know what we saw. And I'm hoping that one day, before I pass off the mortal coil, that somebody can establish whether it was animal, mineral, vegetable. Who knows? That would be nice.
So yeah, I sort of lost a wee bit of disrespect for for James. He come up with that squid boat idea. What do you think on that one, Robert? Are you there?
Yeah, I'll just mute YouTube here.
Yeah, there's no more sound on the rest of the video. And this is
Right,
this is the actual video without any sound of the object that they filmed, added on the end that I pieced together.
No, okay. This is being explained as squid. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still playing it now, so you can watch. And it pauses every key frame, so
Right.
either it's moving very fast, and the camera shutter speed's not keeping up, so it's stretching the image out. But we're talking about old camera tech back in the 1978s. So they're saying that also could be Venus. I think the cameraman would have kept his camera pretty steady by then, wouldn't he? He would have been on a tripod looking at the plane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think it's artificial movement. So that's moving quite fast, and then it stops and hovers like that, in parallel to the plane. Basically, it's following it. But that almost sounds, if you look at that, it almost sounds the same brightness and the same sort of shape that my mate saw when he was hunting 2 weeks prior. So they did get quite a bit of footage of it. And then it just blinks out there. I'm not sure if they cut it or it just simply cloaks and then comes back on. But when I saw this on the news when I was a kid, on an old black and white TV, I might add, a wooden box on 4 legs back in those days, and rabbit's ears. We never had this sort of quality image that we have right now. This is the case that got me really interested in UFOs, to take it seriously. Now, another 10 years on, we had that live UFO cover-up worldwide. It went to Russia and all the countries simultaneously via satellite. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I talk about it in one of my episodes. So this is one of these famous slides where they said it's a single flame where it's moved that fast that it's made this funny figure 8 shape, which can't be Venus and it can't be squid boat lights. So I think it's a legit UFO sighting, this one. Now it pauses a wee bit on that, and then it carries on again. So that's called the Kaikoura lights, 1978. So basically, they flew up from Christchurch to Wellington, I think he said at the beginning, and they didn't have any camera on board, and they saw the UFO. And I'm not sure if it was the same night, but they got the reporter to fly back from Wellington back to Christchurch, and that's when they sort of filmed it. And the object was on the radar in 2 fixes. I think it might have been Christchurch and Wellington. I think there's some other documentaries. I'm not too sure on the facts on that though, but it's a fascinating case. So I thought I'd show you that one anyway.
Yeah.
You can watch it on my channel again. So yeah, so it must have been James that come up with that silly squid boat idea. So that's why he was classed as a government shill from that point onwards, pretty much.
Yeah.
But a lot of his debunks are good. I won't say that he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a government shill. He's honestly trying to rationalize it, you know. So yeah, so we'll move on to the next topic, I guess. And while we're talking about graphics as well, I will show you what Gerard's been trying to do for my channel. He's making some new logos. And I had a bit of a play today, trying to tweak my ideas into it. So he did this one, which was quite good, which I might use on Google Plus and maybe Facebook. And I said what I wanted was maybe the alien head being different color or something, or have a UFO over here that's got the word made up of the word truth and it's beaming down to the O. So I sort of modified it a wee bit here. Where is it? So I can paste it in here. Oh, here it is. So I sort of played around with it and asked people what they thought of this one. They loved it. But it was just a quick edit, so I haven't really got that lined up here. But really, that needs to look more like a UFO, if you know what I mean. And maybe you can maybe just use those colors. I don't know. It kind of looks good to you. What do you think on that one, Robert?
I'm impressed. It's good.
Yeah.
It's an improvement on what was there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so I used the other one with the blue alien head to play around with, because this is my original one on the circle, which is my simple one, which is meant to be a stick figure alien with the eyes meant to represent a triangle UFO and some UFOs in the background. And I used it as a template to try and put his other alien that he's drawn, which is also very good, into that circle to see how it would work out. And that's what I sort of was thinking about. But maybe get rid of the O there and just put UT up there, maybe. I don't know. What do you think about that? Or just keep it to out? And get rid of the T there and move the there here. I don't know. Maybe move that out there and there. And I think it'll look okay. Because you can't put too much in these little icon ones.
I think if you had the grey alien as the icon, and then just had the words, you know, like I think number 5 illustrates that pretty well. I think that's going to be your best bet with that particular thing, you know. And then have maybe a triangular shaped UFO over the words, you know, with the word truth in it, beaming down.
You like this one better, is what you're saying, is it?
Yeah. So basically, instead of the classic UFO, just have a triangular.
What's Jamel think? He says it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you reckon the blue's too much for that. I'd also put it into a circle. Maybe make the circle a rim. Make it look like a button. Maybe, if you know what I mean. Maybe you can make it look like. Can you make it look like a 3D button with the illusion of black and white? Maybe, I don't know.
The 3D thing is kind of like it can tend to make logos and graphics look a bit cheap.
Can it?
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. But that's the sort of
logos. Basically, you kind of want to keep them as flat as you can, and you want to pretty much stick with at least 2 colors at the most, 3.
Yeah.
3's pushing it, like. But because the more noise you put into a brand or a logo, then the more the more confused people can get about it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. The message and then come over clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And colors convey, on a psychological level, they convey different feelings and emotions. Like, I mean, blue is would come across as very sort of
that's what I mucked around.
Calm and
that's why I mucked around with the eye color here and kept the heads white. But because you had originally black eyes, and I thought that looked kind of too demon rather than friendly. And this one,
the black was used because it's sort of kind of invokes kind of like a more of a trust, because people who use black in their logos.
But the black suit can be trust.
It shows confidence. Do you know what I mean? They have a lot of confidence in their brand, because I mean, you really need to have a lot of confidence to use black in a logo. If you know
that's
what I mean?
Why I used the T on this T-shirt, because it can represent the out there channel, but it also represent truth. You see. But anyway, what was the other one? Here's my one I modified into the shop one. So this one I kept with the blue thing. So I've done that. So that one looks all right. And I said cool and fun design. So I use that now on the shop, and have I still got it open? We can bring it up. And also, Jamal, if you do buy, let me know before you buy, because sometimes they give me free shipping coupon that I can pass on to you. and that will save you probably $20 or $15 US in postage, which is quite a lot. But at the moment, there's a deal that I posted in the last live stream where you get 18% off all products. So I'm not sure if that works out better than the free shipping, because foreign freight is just terrible for New Zealand. So yeah, if you go to the shop, I'll open up the channel again. In the banner, there's some icons, and also the About tab on the site. So I've added up the logo and already using it. And the Merc store is here. And it should load with the new logo. Like so, which was a heap better than what I had there. If you remember, it was really cluttered. So yeah, I think and now we just need to make a new live stream using this idea, and like I do here with this funny character, but start to replace it with some new ones and welcome people to.
Do you want me to redo the banner so it sort of stretches across and has that on it?
This is the only space they will give us. That's the total space.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I can do it so it stretches across that spans that, and have the byline cool and fun things. Cool and fun designs.
I'm not too sure what you mean, but you'd have to draw what you mean. But yeah,
I can send it to you later.
The banner used to go right across. The banner used to go right across here to the shopping cart, and you used to have all that space to put stuff in, which was quite good, and it was also deeper as well. But it's all right. I reckon it's nice and clear and stands out. And what we need to do is also make a T-shirt with it, I guess, and a live.
Yeah, I love it.
Love entry. Yeah, I like it. More and more you look at it, more you like it.
Yeah, goes on you.
Yeah. And it sort of welcomes you into the channel there, which I kind of like. So
nicely.
Yeah. It's good that Gerard contacted us and tried to help us out here. So kudos to him.
I'm up to helping anybody out, you know.
Well, that's what we are like in the UFO community. Everyone thinks us debunkers are out to steal other people's content and shame them, but unfortunately, there's a lot of hoaxes out there making a mockery of the subject we are loving on UFOs, because you guys had genuine UFO sightings, and I sort of had one, and my mates have had some really cool ones as well. So something more going on. But 95% of stuff that we're seeing online is all mundane, man-made stuff or natural. So the only ones we need to do is maybe change this banner here on YouTube to one of your new logos. We'll see how it goes, and also this one here on Google Plus, and I'll probably do Facebook as well.
If you can send me through the ratios for those, and I can get that sorted.
I'm not too sure what the ratios were, because it had sort of like a crop and cut. So all you can do is sort of go to these websites and look at the properties like I did the other night.
No, it's fine. I can do that.
Yeah.
It's
what I do is maybe what you see is all you're going to get. I don't know if we can make it bigger. If we make it bigger.
The banners are all different. They're all different for
yeah, they
Facebook and Google Plus and that.
See, it sort of gets better when you scale it to full screen, and if you got even more pixels than I've got on this screen, it'll look even bigger, I guess. But there's a rumor that Google might be getting rid of Google Plus. Google Plus is like their version of.
Talking about that for a long time.
Yeah, they forced people to join Google Plus. No one wanted to join it. You see, everyone was resistant to joining it because they saw it as more control and spyware that they didn't want. Yeah. So today, all my images vanished, and I thought, what the hell's going on? It took about an hour to come right again, and so
probably updating the system.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all good. So
that time
maybe you can. Oh, sorry. Maybe you can Google and find out the sizes in Google. Maybe someone knows what the actual banner sizes are. Because
no, I have a set of tools that I use that I can pull that up on.
There's someone.
No worries, man. I got it.
It's got to be some information there, but it's very hard to find your way around Google for information you want. So they've got the help button down here, but it's not really good, is it? How can we help? You've got to type in keywords. Maybe let's give it a try anyway. Banner.
The banner.
Size, maybe.
Which banner?
Google Plus. See what we get. What's that say? Hang on, Jamal, we'll get and read your comment in a minute. Google Plus, see and edit Google Plus profile. Well, I know how to do that. Settings, photos, but there's nothing about the banner come up.
My Google opened up in German today.
It could be in German, but it talks about.
No, but mine opened today in German. I couldn't understand anything.
Oh well. Maybe we'll have a look at it some other time, but it's getting off the track here. So I thought that was a side thing to look at your logos anyway and just talk about them again. But that's really cool. Thanks for doing that. And I showed it to Il from MUFON, and he said they're fantastic. So that's a good approval rating right there. Because he's a bit of an artist himself. He doesn't like my... He said some people might get confused with my open and live thing with the guy smoking because people don't have a Kiwi humour. I said, well, USA certainly don't have humour at the moment with all the election stuff. So let me know before we buy some things from you. We're looking at getting a couple of T-shirts. Yeah, there's a November one there. I'd have to look on the admin page to see what's coming up for you. But if I find any, I'll post it on tonight's live in a comment so you can check later, Jamal. This is an interesting intelligence. I really can't understand why more people aren't tuning into the live streams. Well, on that note, I got a hater from Secureteam 10 today, and I read it out to these guys earlier. So, but
yeah, much love.
I'll bring it up here. You may have not watched this one on Tyler about fake and leaker voices, but I always bring it up and I always post it down the side so people who are following the live stream can go and watch it. Now, this is not the most current one. This is one where I found 2 leaker voices, and there's another one where I found the third one that he had deleted called Area 51 Dude. And this one's about Dr. Norton. And this guy here called UFO Man made almost 600,000 views by reusing Tyler's Dr. Norton's video to build his channel up. And he was saying that he was no hoaxer or fraud. And yet he still got it up generating subs. But as you can read today, UFO Man has got his money removed from his channel, so he doesn't have ads anymore. Whether that's a letter he got, I don't know, because he never shows it in this video here. So if you want to go and listen to his boo-boo, I think karma always comes around. Now, he really attacked me when I did some video analysis, and I did it in good faith. I sort of said, well, these ones are fake, and this Steve Barone guy in Las Vegas is a fraud. And he said he works with Steve Barone, and there's no fraud. And I said, well, have you looked at the debunked videos? And even Mick Wests has put out one since I did my live stream, and he wouldn't have it. So he wasn't.
I know, but he was no evidence that he worked with, you know.
There's no evidence that he just said so in comments, but because he was abusing and attacking me, YouTube guide admin, I think they may have ghosted his comments because all vanished. So you can't read them now, but he was getting quite aggressive. He was saying he's going to report me for defamation. Yes.
Defamation, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Defamation.
Some words I just can't say when I've got a dry mouth. But I have a drink. And apparently it didn't go anywhere. I never heard from Google ever, because I posted in the comments saying that a lot of my debunks are used by MUFON to debunk UFO sightings, because I work, I send them always to Il and say, what do you think of this one? And he says,
Okay,
yes. He says yes.
So let me.
Oh, sorry,
so
mate.
let me put this forward. Yeah. So this guy doesn't exist. The one that Taylor Glockner is putting forward as he's kind of a saying that he's these people changing his voice and that, right? So this guy here is saying that he knows this person, right?
No, Steve Barone is a person that's been on Las Vegas TV news, claiming that he films UFOs over Las Vegas. And any debunker with any common sense has debunked them either as balloons, flares, planes landing, and also mostly misleading car lights coming down the side of the mountain pass that's around his house. So he's been well and truly debunked. You can watch it because I've put it on previous live streams. If you go on my live streams and you want to work out roughly where all the topics are, there's a topic list in the description, and sometimes I also post it in the comments, and it gives you a rough idea where to skip to if you want to go and watch a particular segment in the live streams. Because like tonight, we've done a lot of different things, and I'll make a topic list up so people can skip to where they want to watch from. But I don't feel sorry for this guy whatsoever, especially the way he behaved. And he attacked me on Hangouts to try and get his mates to come and troll me. And I got a lot of stupid troll comments from the guy that runs his UFO channel, which is on the UFO blacklist, called Aliens and UFOs. He's also another fraud. So he come and trolled me, and he's a Latino or Spanish, not Spanish, a Mexican type guy that runs a restaurant in California. So he's a real foul mouth. But anyway,
the only thing I'll say about this is that what these people have to understand is that when they do things like this, it's very hurtful to those of us who have experienced that Satan, or people who, whether it's first, second, or third, so I mean, it's really, really, really hurtful,
so even though the Steve Barone guy in Las Vegas, he may have caught some legit UFOs, but because he's put out so much crap, no one believes anything he's putting up anymore. Apart from these guys that are still promoting him, of course. But
that's kind of what people who do this as a profession, will put in a realistic evidence to sort of bolster up all of the fake stuff,
Yeah, but what this guy's been doing, he's been getting permission to put his own editing on people's videos and puts it up on his own channel to give piggyback links back to their channel to give him a boost via his channel. So they get views and they get cash. And it's just dishonest. Just dishonest. So it's the same as what Street Cat 1 was doing with secureteam, and UFO Seekers also gave 4 or 5 videos to secureteam. That guy's now up to about 260,000 subs already, and he started after I started my channel. And if you ever watch his stuff, it's terribly boring. He just yabbers on, and all his ones I've looked at, and they've all been sort of like balloons. So again, you can go and find my debunk on UFO Seekers if you want, and have a watch of that one. So yeah, so he's complaining that he's been demonetized, and I just hope Google have demonetized Tyler, because we'd then see if that guy will stick around, because I don't think he will, because he'll go from 35,000 US a month down to probably about $2,000 or $4,000 a month, which is still livable, of course. That's if he keeps his patron donations, because he's got 2,000 subs, and generally that works out about 3,000 to 5,000 US dollars a month. So he's doing okay. But yeah, I gave UFO Man a chance to clean up his channel, do the right thing, and he didn't. So it was a bit of a shame. I kind of like the guy, he came across as a nice guy. But you find that with a lot of these guys with the UFO channels, they are nice guys, and but they're just dishonest. I'm not sure if you heard me say, but someone contacted me and said that he used to be in the inner circle of Tyler's group, but they're falling out as friends. And he said the catchphrase Tyler used to tell him at parties was, "Gullible people are money in the bank," which is disgusting. That's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
Yeah.
That's
You really said that,
busting.
yeah?
It's
So yeah, so that's why I'm determined to keep on his case, because I just don't like that sort of behavior. And I was going to show you on that video, wasn't I, with the comment I got today and yesterday. I have to bring it up again. Where was it? History. These guys have heard it, but Jamel probably hasn't. What you saying there, mate? What goes around comes around. That's right, mate. Now, people have attacked me all the time. Lions Ground was another guy that tried to do me. When I asked him why he's got CGI UFO videos on his channel, and he also had clips of secureteam that he made years ago to start up his channel to boost views using Tyler's content, and he was saying, "Oh, what do you guys think? Come into my website and we'll talk on my blog or whatever forum." And when I asked him about why he still got those up, because he's meant to have changed, he told me never to contact him again, and you're stalking me, and he made up this fake snapshot and put it out on Twitter saying that I was stalking him to everybody. And then oddly enough, he come around again later and started trying to sweet talk me again, because he was enemies again with UFO Proof at the time. So I sort of played along. That's because I don't trust the guy, because after someone does that fake stalking claim, because he's the one that contacted me on Facebook for the ad as a friend, not the other way around. And that's the honest truth. And he went on live telling everybody that I was stalking him and all this sort of stuff, and I just let it be. I wasn't going to challenge it and make it even worse, because this guy can get pretty narky. So what happens? He goes and gets a minimum wage job, hates it, comes back to YouTube after saying he quit, and says, "Oh, I don't like the job. These guys need to support me with Patreon and all this to keep me here." And he dumped all his UFO stuff. He deleted all the debunks on secureteam off his website, the blacklist and all that sort of stuff, which again is dishonest. So yeah, I just don't like these guys in the UFO field. They're all a bunch of pack rats. Anyway. So where was the last one? Google Plus. Probably that one there, wasn't it? Let's have a look. I just want to get to the comment. No. Wasn't that, was it? I just pasted it too. their channel on that. Must have been way beforehand, was it? Oh, hang on, I might be able to get off the other one. It's very hard to find stuff once you click off it. I'll probably go straight to the comments. Hang on, I've got the link. I'll try pasting it. So we'll get on to UFO Stalker at the end. We'll have a look at some of the new stuff out there. So, smoking gun evidence at Tyler. Fake stuff. So this guy here started attacking me today. He said Jamal won't agree with him. A complete BS channel that doesn't have own content making a debunk video out of others' work. Just quit it. And I said to him, I have plenty of content and stop being stupid and closed-minded. Just watch the evidence. If doubt I have content, then check the playlist called Mini Docos and Mojo Case Found all about aliens. And then he says, nah, I think I had enough of this stupid video. It doesn't matter how many docos and mojos or any shit crap videos you upload. This one shows enough of your whole channel. Bye, I'm out. So I laugh and get off the weed, man. It damaged your brain. You won't mind if I show people tonight on live what you said. I just love silly trolls. So he come back, of course. Haha, you're mad, bro, but I won't blame you for getting butt hit. And to be honest, I'm not trolling. I'm just stating facts that you have tons of crappy, stupid videos full of nonsense. Yet I don't mind you showing my comments to your viewers. Maybe this would help them dislike your videos and dislike your videos more. Ha ha ha. Nope, I'm Kiwi, we have humour, we take no BS and expose stupid sheeple and frauds. It's easy to spot IQ of 80 or less, I said. But you could be another troll account for Tyler. That's basically what I said, which it could be. I love dislikes and likes. It gets me more views, so I can awaken the sheeple of the UFO bullshit channels. Already good to see Google is demonetizing UFO channels, so I have exposed. Tyler will lose his $1,000 a day soon. Oh my God, you're a total delusional dumb turd. It's so funny that you really think Tyler will give a F about your shitload videos and also have noticed that likes and dislike ratio of this crap video of yours. I bet you won't because of your negative IQ. So he's added a few ones on in the last 3 hours, which I haven't read, these ones here. Really pathetic. Now you're the one who gets exposed for your jealousy and hatred. And Tyler's getting more subs and views. Oh God. And just quit, man, quit. It will never be on his level. I'm way above his level. And I've always said I don't make money from this. And I'm probably $1,000 in debt setting this all up and doing it for a couple of years as well. And I don't care if there's more dislikes on this video now because this one's actually being shared a lot more over the last few months by Google side ads. So I think eventually if it gets onto secureteam's side recommendations, I think there's going to be a lot of awakening happening and there's going to be a lot more trolls happening. So yeah, I don't know why they keep saying I'm jealous, or they say the same with Scott Brando, don't they? They say he's jealous, and it's just stupid talk. Yeah, carry on.
It's. I mean, if this is a real person, you need to put your bias to the side and look at it for what it is. Look at the evidence in front of you and make your mind up based on that.
That's right.
But
I think
if you can't be,
I think a lot of these guys are teens and they haven't got that same mature mindset yet, like we guys have. And it takes time, because we have that sort of teen mentality, you know, that you're sort of radical and don't like to listen to older people because older people are silly and all that sort of stuff. And you sort of change your mentality as you get older. And then you realize that old people have got a lot of information that they can pass on to you before they die. And look at all the good people that have died in the UFO field, and they're really old people, and we're lucky to have them, you know, Dr. Lear and some of Robert's favorites that he's got for the books. What was the names of those guys? Schubacher and
oh, that was that was a letter, in fact.
Yeah. There was another
Robert Starback on UFO crash retrievals.
What was that guy's name that did all the early investigation in the UFO field? What was his name?
Early investigation into what type of UFO research in general?
Like MUFON, they've got all his old collection. Was it Spencer or something with S?
Hynek, Robert Hynek?
No, it wasn't Robert Hynek stuff. But MUFON, California, got all his stuff.
It could have been James McDonald.
No, it wasn't that guy. I'm pretty sure his name had S in it. So, but anyway, it doesn't really matter.
It wasn't Donald Kingo then.
But there was a lot, like I'm saying, there's a lot of these great people that have added information into the UFO field, which kind of suggests that it's not people's imaginations and it's not man-made. So these young kids, I don't think they've read all that stuff that Robert has, and they just follow people that they think is really nice, is like Tyler. They see him as entertainment, but as I keep saying to people, Tyler has been, his first video was Area 51 dude, which was fraud, and he was scamming people for money. He was trying to get views up to be able to make money off his channel, and he eventually has, hasn't he? He's got there in the end, and he's still putting out BS stuff that we debunk on a weekly basis. Now, he just seems to laugh at everybody's face, like that scientist that come out about the Mars, like telling them that it's a smoke cloud. He even put it up on his channel, and he just makes a mockery of it, saying, oh, that's just a cover story. But you can see that it's a cloud because there's lots of other photographs of the cloud, and you can see it's always on the rim of the ancient volcano and not coming out the center like you see on Hawaii and places like that.
God's sake. We even pinned it down to what type of cloud it was.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous to deny that.
That's right.
Clever story.
So, yes, you know, because we got Mr. G here with us, we're having a wee bit of a rant about what we're sick of on the UFO side of things. Now, you notice a lot of these guys here, like the open minds, they're very, unlike us Kiwis that speak our mind like Donald Trump, they're very conservative, and they don't like to drop people's names and channels because they know it impacts negative subs and views on their channel, you see. And yeah, so but they put out good stuff, and I like most of the guys in the UFO side of things, the professionals anyway. Alejandro is pretty good, and El Grey is pretty good, and Martin Willis, he's a good guy. You know, there's a few people out there, and there's a lot of people in MUFON too, and also this Chris Cogswell. He's sub to me on Twitter, and I sub to him, and we sort of communicate sometimes about science things, about UFOs. But this is a good video to watch that they put out today. So I'll just copy the link down the side here for anyone that wants to grab it. What's happened? I'm looking for paste. I'm not sure if the graphics are corrupting, because when I use magnifier, it pumps my CPU up to 100%, and then it starts corrupting the graphics. What are you saying here? Casual MNA fan. Yeah, that's what his nickname is. Good riddance to that idiot. He's obviously a dumb person. He's not worth your energy, mate. There's a lot of young people like that. Was it that where they have wrestling matches in WWE? They like that sort of stuff where they're fake wrestling and throwing each other around.
Well, no, MMA is not fake.
No, MMA is real. Like it's quite brutal.
Yeah.
Like.
So it's just an amateur version of UFC, as I understand it.
Oh yeah, MMA is totally different, isn't it? But what is it? WWE? Would you say that was fake? It's choreographed, isn't it?
Of course it is. Yeah.
So anyway, we'll just play this. I'll play a couple of minutes of this episode so you can see what he's saying about To the Stars and what they're proposing to analyze. And basically, he said the procedure's wrong and it's going the wrong way. And he proposes in the 2 minutes here about what he recommends should be done. So basically, he says To the Stars reckon they'll analyze it to see if there's any unknown elements in it, like element 115, like Bob Lazar. But he said man's able to make up to big elements as well by bombarding them and the large, what do you call it, collider and CERN. They can bombard extra neutrons into atoms and make heavy elements. So he said it's not really good enough proof, even if they find element 115 or 118 or 255.
Well,
and he also,
I think now it's up to 118 now.
Yeah.
But they found 115 some time ago. But it's got a half-life of like a couple of milliseconds.
But 118's got...
There's no way it's stabilized, can it?
Yeah, I think 118 had a...
not in our science, anyway.
A 20-second half-life, which is getting there. They reckon it's just...
was that 18?
Yeah, 18. Looks like the most promising one, they said.
Okay, I thought 17 was the most promising one. 7 minutes or something, the half-life.
Oh, it might have been 7 minutes for the 118 one.
Okay.
I got it in my episode anyway. I took some screenshots of the information I found in the episode called, what was it? Area S4 Investigated. Have you seen that one I did there? Tried to find the hangars in the hillside. Did you watch the episode? But I did find some looked like saucer on the hillside, whether it was made out of plants or was just plain my imagination, because it wasn't perfect letters. But I just wonder if someone was playing a practical joke by writing the word saucer on the hillside and seeing if it would be seen by satellite. But anyway, it's called S4 and Bob Lazar, if you've not seen it. Go and have a watch of it. So yeah, Bob Lazar, we said Robert thinks he might be lying. Was that you said last time? But I kind of think yeah, carry on.
Okay, well, he definitely lied about his credentials. No question about that.
You reckon?
We also found out that he was done for importing, explosive chemicals from state to state, where there was bans on the import and export between, and he got a heavy fine for that.
Yeah.
Then he was found to be part of a prostitution ring.
Yeah, he was running.
He actually pleaded guilty to that in the end. Then he was fined $7,000 and given 150 hours community service. Now, we're not talking about an honest guy here, are we?
Don't sound like it.
Doesn't sound like it, does it?
No, but
and it only takes a simple amount of research to find those things out.
But in my episode, I point out that John Lewis said that there would be a test flight of these sources at a certain time, certain day, and they would go out and see these sources being tested on. So that is credible. And John Lear always makes a comment when people say, when they ask him about Bob Lazar, when you're going to tell us that he's fake, and he always makes a comment back saying that these guys don't give in, the guy is credible and all that sort of stuff. So I kind of think heavy leaked stuff, the government's very good at covering up. I'm not sure if you saw that post from the Kiwi girl that was targeted individual that I posted on my Google Plus.
Yeah, I watched that.
I can't remember what her name was now. Jennifer Dolanville or something like that.
Yeah, Jennifer something, yeah.
Yeah. Go and have a watch of that, because what she went through as being an activist shows what they would do to you. She said at the end they tried to kill her by making it look like an accidental death. And how many strange cancers have killed off a lot of UFO people and scientists, and a lot of them had
fast-acting cancers.
A lot of them had suicides and strange stuff like that. So it's really highly suspicious. And I think these government types can easily make it look like an accident. And they said they tried to run her off a road on a hill. So if she went down, rolling down the hill and got killed with her kids in the car, I might add.
Oh.
They don't care. So we could become targeted individuals as well. So you got to always keep that in mind. They're probably monitoring what we do as well. So I'll just play a clip on here and have a listen.
That fills me with warmth.
Oh, have you not watched it yet? It's worth watching. It's an hour long, but she's got some crazy head-banging music every so often in it, so it kind of put me off. But
that was off-putting. It really was.
Yeah, I made a comment about that on a page. But yes, let's see. See if I can find the link. It was on the Google Plus as well. I pasted it down the side. It's well worth having a listen, but it may cause me problems on my life, on my channel. If I post it on the channel, maybe, I don't know. I'll just point it out to you. Maybe you got to always be careful that someone's out there. So, homepage. Is that the one? Comes up different for me when I'm logged in. So, so I've posted your logo here, so to people that were looking at a new logo. This girl here, Diary of a Person of Interest, Kiwi journalist, but what's her name? So I won't post the link there, but go and have a watch of what she's talking about. It's quite scary. I'll post a link to my Google Plus so you can just go straight there. Look, they don't even give you a proper name like you do with a YouTube channel. That's just stupid, isn't it? I don't think that's my share link, is it? I can't be /user/0, can I? So where's the share link for it? That can't be it. Maybe I have to copy it off here. Copy link. Copy link address. I guess that's it. Suppose it have YouTube in the name, will it? Google Plus, yeah, it's got extra numbers on the end. See that? It's totally unfriendly. But yeah, go and have a watch of that video. It's quite good. Yeah, there's always going to be trolls. We love trolls, us debunkers. They give us a bit of fun. We like to kill trolls off because they just rant and spew abuse at and swear at you, and we just tell them, have you actually watched the stuff? And they don't answer, you know. So we'll just have a listen to this clip now, unless you guys want to say something beforehand. No? We'll just play it.
Us are interested in attempting to do that something was from an extraterrestrial civilization, the criteria would be, first, we'd have to prove it was made from space, But that alone doesn't prove that it's from an extraterrestrial civilization, right?
Right. So yeah. So basically what we set out in the paper was, if what your hypothesis is that this material comes from an advanced extraterrestrial civilization, the way that I propose, at least, that you would try to prove that, or at least put that question in a rational, provable way or testable way, is first, does it come from space? If it has a signature or properties or whatever that suggest that it is not from Earth, then that would be a kind of a check mark in the interesting material category, I guess. The next would be, does it show signs of engineering? So that would be, does it look like a natural material or is it unnatural? Was it created by someone? Does it seem to have engineering or alterations of some purpose or towards some purpose? And then the third category would be, does it show properties or applications or things that we don't know about on Earth? So things that our science cannot do or have not thought to do, or are uncommon enough that, someone coming into a lab with a material card, it's not something that the public would have access to give to this team. In the first, if the first one is true, but the other two are not, then it might be an asteroid, it might be something else. If the second one is true, but the first one isn't, so it's engineered, but it's not from space, it might have come from a lab, it might have been altered, even by someone in their backyard with a furnace or something, right? There's all kinds of weird things you can do to a material at home even. And then the third one really, I think, is kind of the only one on its own that would be something like a smoking gun, right? If it had properties that we don't anticipate or know about in the scientific literature, that suggests it has some, I guess you would say secretive or mysterious source, right? I mean, it could still come from Earth. It might be a piece of an advanced, ship or something, right, that we don't know about in the public. But to prove that it is not only unknown, but that it is unknown and from another civilization out there, I think you really need all three, or at least the first two with a hint of the third, to really move forward with that as something you could put forward as a possibility even.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is what kind of gets people confused too, because they're like, well, it probably is, because the witness said they saw this craft and it came in and dropped this material, then took off at a fast speed, and then the material was analyzed and it met a couple of the criteria. It was really strange, not something strange enough. It's the type of thing we've engineered before, but and they don't get that. Okay, there's probability there, but that does not scientifically prove that's what it is. And an example of where something may or may not be what it is the Mars asteroid. I mean, there's still some debate about that. This asteroid had what appeared to be life, signs of life, but and this has happened before, where some scientists say, look, this is like from another planet, and other scientists say, no, it's possible that when it landed here in Earth, it was contaminated by Earth organisms, and those are just Earth organisms. And even though those we may have already evidence of, or at least extraterrestrial life, we can't prove that it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing that, we even say in the article, right? If someone, if some guy collects a material in his backyard and he brings it to my lab, it turns out that it's from space. That is an amazing achievement for just, that on its own material, right? So, we try not to put any kind of, I guess, qualifications on, is the witness making it up? Is the witness lying? Is the witness tampering with it? Whatever. It's just simply, at its face, this material comes in, you've never met the witness, you have no idea if it's providence, but someone tells you, I think this came from a ship of some, alien civilization or whatever, then these are the kind of steps that I would at least take as a material scientist to verify or test that suggestion, right? Because, it's, science is very, very slow moving. Science is very stubborn. I think academic science is very stubborn. So, there are things that say industry, which is kind of driven by money, of course, is willing to try or willing to suggest that science itself is not willing to suggest or try. So, there are all kinds of stopgaps here to this thing, right? I mean, we might find a material that has all of these properties. It's anomalous. It seems to show engineering, and it has evidence that it comes from a non-Earth source. And there would still potentially be people that would say that's just one sample is not enough, right? There's variation here. There's whatever. The point is that eventually, if we as a field get good at testing these things and understanding them and seeing them as for what they are, then we may be able to eventually kind of, eventually you come up with enough evidence that it just becomes obvious that it's stubbornness keeping the other side from accepting your proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and I mean, and that's what happens, honestly, it's what happened with quantum mechanics. It's what happened with the germ theory of disease. It's what happened with, the sort of heliocentric planetary model, right? I mean, it comes up again and again in science. It's, as one of my professors would say, the proof is in the pudding. So, eventually there's going to be enough proof that there just is no rational way to discount all of it.
Mm-hmm. And
so I'll stop it there. I won't break their copyright. I probably got a copyright strike anyway. I don't know if they've got contact ID with openminds. They probably have, because they do a lot of videos, don't they? But we'll see what happens with the live stream tonight. See what happens, whether they get control of my live stream, which is okay. I don't care. So here he's got a document to it. Read Chris's article. So let's click on that. So that was quite interesting what he said. So here's his...
Yeah, I heard that last week. It was posted, wasn't it?
Yeah, here's the article. It looks like it's quite a lengthy one, but looks like they've done a video, because a lot of people don't like to do miles and miles of reading, obviously. They're like simple 5 videos, which we don't do because we do live streams. So we do a lot of topics and cover it through the night, and hopefully make it enjoyable. So that's the thing here. I've not read it,
Yes.
but
Everything has to be bite-sized, right?
yeah. So yeah, it's quite lengthy. So it goes into a lot of detail, bollocks, atomic and isotopic makeup. So that's the steps, is it? Let's see. I like a little bullet section. This is what we need. So where was one? Just the introduction, was it? Oh yeah. So we ain't got a checklist. We want to see the checks, the events and conclusion. But you can see they've got a lot of sophisticated gear they use to analyze samples. Crystallography and surface characterization. So basically what they're saying is, as you know, metals are crystals, and they form certain structures, especially in space where they haven't got gravity acting on it. And so if something was manufactured in space, but that wouldn't be enough evidence, because we know meteorites also have these special crystal structures in them. That's why the universities and whatnot like to buy the rocks off collectors for thousands of dollars, so they can cut them open and have a look at the crystal structures and analyze it all and try and figure out where they come from in the galaxy or universe. So quite a detailed thing. So it's a shame that Chris didn't hang around with MUFON over that racist thing that he got upset about, because I think he would be a great asset to them, driving MUFON in the right direction. Because at the moment, them doing these silly presentations with what's his name, Corey Good and David Wilcox, and who's the other ones they had, Dr. Greer on, all destroyed MUFON's credibility, because everyone saw they were trying to fill the seats to sell tickets to make money to fund the headquarters, because all the investigators have to pay their travel expenses, they have to buy their own gear, and they don't get paid for any of the stuff they do for MUFON. They do it because they're interested in it, like us guys. Because we would, if you were offered to go along and to do a alien abduction case, would you go along? Because I would want to help try and figure it out and capture evidence.
Well, that's the thing, you know, you want to get there and see if there's any evidence whatsoever that has been left behind, you know, of any kind. So I mean, I don't know. I think science kind of drags its heels a little bit.
Well,
you know,
I did
an
episode, a live stream called "Capturing Aliens" on video, and because Il's got a case where someone claims to be abducted every week, and they had a camera going that went to static for 20 minutes. So I said to him, you need to think of trying to do Faraday cage around the equipment and put a camera across the road hidden that you don't tell the people that they're being filmed, and get one of these IP cameras that you can remote control over the internet through cell network technology, what they call it, 4G. I suppose we're up to 5G now, and it can snap the images and also send it to your email. So even if the camera gets wiped, it's too late. It's gone out to the internet. Oh, ding dong! Who's got a bell?
Sorry, I'll mute my mic while that's going on.
All right. You haven't got a headset, have you, Gerard?
No, yeah, I'm through the headset.
Yes, I could hear the echo in the background of someone playing the YouTube.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Maybe it's coming through your speakers on one headset and through the mic again.
Yeah, it's maybe vibrating through the headset or something.
Yeah, it could be something like that. It's amazing how sensitive the microphones are now. So that brings us on to UFO videos. So that's the sort of catch up I saw today, and I thought it was worth bringing up. How are we going for time? It's hard to believe we're almost up to 2 hours. The time just flies when you're having a discussion about UFOs. It's 12:30 already, so I think Jamel's gone.
Yeah, he normally pops off at about midnight, doesn't he?
I don't think he said goodbye, though. He normally says goodbye. But that's all right. He normally comes back and watches it the next day. But he seems like a good guy. So we only got one like, and I think that was from him. Can you, one of you guys, click the like on the video, even though you're on the guests, and see if it ticks over? I just want to know if the counters are working, because we're sort of wondering what's going on with Google, because the stats are not really working very well at all lately. It still says one on the main console here.
Oh God, where's the like button gone? Hold on a minute. Oh, here we go.
Just want to know.
Okay, I've clicked on it now. It's gone up to 2.
Not here. It hasn't. On both my admin and the special tickers haven't changed.
Well, I can tell you, I just pressed like button and it went from 1 to 2, and it's showing.
That's really strange.
So your little gadget isn't working.
Well, let's have a look. We've got 3 viewers. That's working, and subs hasn't gone up tonight, because we talked about secureteam. Once you start talking about secureteam, they go into a hissy fit. And so if I go to my channel, I really need to delete that one that had the wrong audio selected again. This might confuse people. They see 259s. I wonder what's going on. So that's the current one here. I'll probably have to mute it and pause it. Okay, so let's mute it just in case, as we get strange feedback probably. So what's it say here? It says only one here, mate. I think you liked the old video. Hey, Jamel's still here. You got to get up early in the morning, mate. We'll be doing one again Sunday like we always do. So it'll probably end up being every Wednesday, every Sunday, about 10 to 10:30 like we usually do. So, yeah, hasn't gone up there. So.
Oh, God, I've got a phone call.
Hey, Gerard, can you click the light, see if it'll go up? Have you got that video open? I think he's clicking the old one.
So what's this?
Well, he's got something wrong because every time he likes my videos, they never seem to register. Can you click the thumb up and see if it will click over for us? You can always remove it again if you don't want to like it.
Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. There we go.
Hasn't gone up on all these screens.
Oh, hang on, I'm in the wrong stream here. 1 sec. Just let me get the right one. It's the second link, yeah.
Yeah, should be the second one. Well, you were just listening to it, weren't you, before?
Yeah, there you
go. Yep, it's gone up on the main one. Let's see if it ticks up here. For viewing.
Jamel is going to be a zombie.
Yeah, if he's getting up early in the morning. So why hasn't it clicked over here?
Staying up late, man, drives you nuts.
So I'm not sure what Roberts keeps clicking. He keeps saying he clicks it. Well, maybe he has, but maybe it's not shown to us guys. Space 2 there. Oh, it's now updated down here, so it looks like there's a minute or so delay when it updates that one. So at least we know that's working. That's cool. So, but there was some stuff that secureteam put out, which was crazy. So I haven't finished with him yet. So we'll just bring up his site, and then we might look at some MUFON cases if we get time. But it's been a good night. We've discussed our own UFO sightings and stuff that's come out today, and I think it's been pretty good. So let's look at some UFO videos now from these large channels. And looks like he's put out another one 5 hours ago. Satellites don't act like this. So we'll have a look at that one in a minute. But this one here with the funny saucer light. I've got it muted. We don't have his music. But this is Mexico.
God.
And this is the UFOs. They're claiming
so the lights are up again now, mate.
So what's that? Yeah, we got Mr. G to click like, and he did it all right.
Oh,
I think you're clicking the wrong one.
No, I'm not, Paul. I'm not stupid. Jesus, how stupid do you think I am?
Well, I got 2 ones called 15.9 at the moment, so you may have clicked the wrong one in the list because Gerard did, didn't you? So yeah, we're just going to talk about this secureteam video now. I reckon this Mexican guy knew exactly what it was. So
oh, this is the night, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah, I'll just unmute it.
Ahí está otro fondo.
Right, so it's not quite there. We want to get it when he zooms in a bit. Yeah, as if that's going to be UFOs, right?
Oh, shit.
Jamel's leaving us.
Night, Jamel.
Good night, mate.
Good night, pal.
Don't let us get you sacked. So it's in this location here, Rosarito. But when you look at the information in the original video from the guy. It doesn't have any useful information whatsoever.
Here, as you guys just saw, that is making waves online. It was just posted yesterday on the 28th and was originally streamed live on Instagram. Instagram Live.
I'm not sure if you guys have seen my debunk on it already on social. So, do you guys know what it is? We know it's not a UFO.
It's a street light, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a special lamp.
Mexico. And as we're seeing in this video here, we don't just have one UFO, but it appears we have 3 objects sitting complete still in what I can only describe as some very eerie footage here. Now, when this was posted to YouTube, the uploader wrote, quote, "This footage was recorded by my brother today on Instagram Live as he was leaving Rosarito. This is 100% real. You know it's blurry, but that tends to happen when live streaming, especially in Mexico. Either way, you can clearly see."
Sorry, mate.
Say most things at night look eerie if there's fog.
Yeah, you can see a lot of fog here. Yeah. So he says especially that he doesn't know what it is later on.
What they are, something out of this world. And so I'll put the link to this on YouTube down below. We clearly see that this is live. It's a screen capture.
So this guy's total BS. I don't know why people watch it. They say it's entertainment, but really they're just supporting a fraudster by doing it. I have to watch it because I debunk him. So I got no choice. But I did some investigation before I before I noticed Scott Brando got onto that one as well. So just find the UF folder for it with my images. And it's called Tyler Mix Lies. And I've taken a snapshot of where he quotes here. Oh no, is that one? We'll see. Why is it not opening? Come on. Oh, here we go. I'll probably get 2 screens open. So this is the screen capture I did. Still complete. It's completely still, and what I can only describe as somewhat very eerie footage. And basically I did some searching before and I come across this article here, El Paso Highway C additional high mast lights, and you can see the image here of these high mast lights that just look like that video that we just saw at night time. And that was just from a Google search. That was that comment from that guy, and that's what they look like. And when you look at the video and compare it, you'll see that they have that same square shape. Where is it?
Although in that light, I've noticed that there's a red beacon on top of it. Obviously to stop the aircraft from something this.
Yeah, probably. That's very true.
Can it be seen in that piece of footage?
Why is it not opening? Oh, here we go. Yeah, let me just see if I can get still to it.
Or maybe those floodlights are too bright.
What's happened to it again? We're getting some CPU issues. Right, so let's find a picture of the light close up. That's probably the best one there. So compare it to the image I found online.
Yeah. It's a perfect fit, isn't it?
So let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. 9 maybe? Did I miscount it? So, but you can see here it's got these double lines down the middle here. And on one of the photos, you can see when you enhance it enough, that it has got that sort of black line in between. So
yeah, but the amount of lights, unless this is a bigger version of that particular type of light,
yeah,
because there's like
there's various
way more lights.
Yeah, that's right. There's various designs of this one. This might not be the one in the photo.
Sky,
but as you can see,
glowing.
that's a close match. If you search online, you can find
the only thing that's sticking out to me, Paul, is the beacon light on it. It's obviously there to, and that thing would be bright because it needs to warn oncoming air traffic. That there's something here. Don't.
Well,
it's not a guidance thing.
Well, there were a lot of images, but that was the one I just picked at random. I didn't do a side-by-side comparison because I could see it was a high mass light. I wasn't going to spend too much time on it because I knew Scott Brando was going to do one. And so if you type in high mask, this is how you do your own research on stuff, You debunk, you got to use Google a bit because it's like a super brain. High mask LED light in Mexico, and see what we get. So here we go. We've got heaps of them showing up now. So we got this one here. These are obviously all in Mexico. High mass light in Mexico. So those ones are similar, but they're sort of like round ones aiming down. So they have got variations. And I got the one on the shipyard here.
See this one here, yeah.
And they got these ones for the. They got these flat ones looking down for stadiums. They got these ones here look crazy. Oh, here we go. That could be the one. If we can zoom in more, I think that could be the one with the beacon light on it. They look pretty high up.
If you scroll back up again, there was one. There was a nighttime shop.
Hang on. Let's see if I can zoom in. Is it that one? But they look too long, don't they? How about that one? Let's have a look. So there's not enough on that one. So they've got variations, you see.
Yeah, but scroll back up again, Paul.
That one's got a beacon on top. You can see
there's a nighttime shot very close to it.
You reckon go up? Which one are you looking for?
Just keep going up again. It's a nighttime shot. It says there's the demo
shipyard.
Yeah. That big one there. You see that?
That one. Or that one.
Yeah, the one you were just pointing out, the demo one.
This one here.
Yeah, the shipyard.
Yeah, it could be that one. But trying to find the exact match with the beacon.
Yeah, that looks close. If you had fog on that, that would be.
Yeah, definitely.
But you can see they've got lots of variations. And no way, I don't believe that Mexican guy saw 3 of these ring lights saying they were UFOs. Didn't know he was faking it. So he was obviously trying to put it up on YouTube and get some views for it. Look at this one. That's got a lot of extra lights on it. But this is something you've got to be careful of now. All these new LED lights. It looks like that could be even that one here.
Yeah, that's very close. That looks more like a continuous.
That one.
Setup.
That one. High flood light pole lighting. Oh, that one's got little round ones. That's got even more on it. See. So obviously they.
So it comes in different variations.
It's just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, we don't know if these were in Mexico. The first few probably were. But, we haven't done a Google Maps search. I reckon if you go Google Maps and go to the location on that highway, I bet you can find a street view of one, which is normally what I do. But I know it's going to take longer to do that because we're just wasting our time trying to prove it 100%. But we know it's lights. If we can see it's lights. But if we go to Scott Brando, I think he's He's put up some comparison stuff since.
Yes. The address.
Rosariotio or something like that. And let's see, UFO interest, see what he's put up tonight. Pretty much every debunker that I've seen, even UNIROCKS did a video on it, and even he got it right. So he's doing pretty good. So what's he saying here? Captain Delusion. Now this guy is brilliant with the old CGI stuff for sure. And 3D stuff. So let's see. So that Mars one, the Kevin guy come back with the actual raw footage. I know you were doing an article on it. So if you want to look at the compared images, just go there on his post. I actually posted a comment down here. I don't know if he's answer. Can you explain dead pixels? So it looks like he has. Is it a loss of data transmission, or dead sensors, or missing data since it's stitched from many, or about all the above? And he said, dead pixels, at least when I refer to them, are pixels in the chip that are dead or have something blocking them, such they don't get any image data. Hot pixels or cosmic ray hits look like the opposite. Instead of a pixel being dark, they'll be white. So that's good. So I might like his comment. It's good that people respond so well. So here's the images. That was the processed one, and this was the raw one down here. As you can see, there's no thing there, but I think if you zoom in, I don't know if you can zoom in, there might be some blackness there where they try to fill it in with the algorithm and see what he means. So that's cool. That's good that he's replied back on that. What did Jamel say? He had to go, didn't he? I'll just have a quick read. That's good that he's replied back on that. What did Jamel say? He had to go, didn't he? I'll just have a quick read. I thoroughly enjoyed tuning in. The live stream says it every time, though. Thanks to Robert and Gerard. Looking forward to chatting again next time. Good night. Yeah, well, Gerard might not join us again. But let's see how you go on the first one, I guess. A lot of people like to join in and have their say, which is fine, as long as you're honest and not a fraudster, because that just annoys the hell out of me.
I'm 100% honest, and I want nothing but the truth. I'm searching like everybody else, trying to make sense of the whole thing.
I want to know the truth before I die, because
It'd be great.
We're in the 50s now, so we're in the 1 foot of the grave scene. So here's the light here down here that he's superimposed, and he reckons it's that one with all the lights around it, but I think that's the wrong one still. See that? He's picked that one that's got extra, doesn't quite fit, It's similar, but it's not quite the right one. I would go to Google Earth and try and find the actual ones. I think UNIROCKS had the right one. Let's go to UNIROCKS and see. It's not the right one. It's got too many lights on it. I think it's not split beam. That one might be right on the sunset one here. Let's zoom into that one. Oh, I already zoomed in. I can't zoom in anymore. So how many on that one? I think it's similar to the one I had up already, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Might be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that one's got the correct. But Tyler didn't put that up there. So it kind of makes it look like he's got that off a video, but really it's a side by side. He should have really put a divider in there or something. So if we go to UNIROCKS channel, you know about UNIROCKS? He's into conspiracies and stuff, and not so much UFOs, but he does occasional UFOs. So UNIROCKS 2, I think he puts it out on. got 2. Oh, I've put 3. Oh, it might come up. He might have a UNIROCKS 3 as well. He seems to have a lot of accounts. A lot of people are paranoid. They've got a regular channel and one for doing live streams because they're so paranoid that they're going to get a strike that they can't do live streams. So they have a backup channel just in case. Because people put false claims against you and it takes a couple of weeks to get it undone. Hopefully Google clamping down on that. So videos. So here's his channel. He just put out some good stuff. He's put out a fairly good one on what's his name, David Wilcox and Corey Good recently. Corey Good, yeah, he's talking about Corey Good, how they were predicting things and they're wrong every year, and they're talking about copyrighting secret space program and some other things. But here's the light one that he did here. We'll probably mute it. He won't get upset if we look at his video, but I'll post it down the side here for you guys. This is UNIROCKS. He's a no sleeves man, but he does wear sleeves occasionally. He's ex-army. He got hit by ARD, I think, and got a lot of shrapnel on his leg and off, and he had to rehabilitate. So he talks about the light somewhere here, and I think he has an image of the correct one. But he's talking about Homer Simpsons, how they're sort of banning this Indian character now. You know, the PC Brigade again.
Yeah. It's terrible. Like.
Yeah, it's just overboard, isn't it? So, oh, here we go. Just saw it then. So he's talking about this and he's put it into Photoshop. But I think he had an image somewhere and I've probably skimmed past it. Might have been on the intro. So he does an overlay and all that sort of stuff. So he did it before UFO Interest, I think. Oh, here we go. He's playing video. I think he shows the right light. Someone got it from Google Earth, I think. Saved me having to do it. Now, you know always a fake video, don't you? You keep filming until the UFOs disappear. You don't just simply turn off your phone. People just don't cotton on, do they?
No.
Where's the light? Is he going to show us? Maybe I've gone past it. Uni likes to talk a lot, but like me, I guess. Good stuff. And his channel's just going crazy, growing. I think he's got about 50,000 subs now on his main channel, and this one in 6 months or whatever it is, 8 months that he's been doing it. It's probably longer than that. Time flies. Probably a year. He's got 10,000 subs. No, it looks like we've gone past it. I'm sure it was at the beginning. Where's the image, Uni? Yes, crazy intros as well. Psychedelic graphics. He only puts it up for a few seconds, unfortunately. It's just a matter of catching it in the right place in the video. That's strong light too, so it kind of fits. I think it might have had a strobe, red strobe light on top, like you say. I know I should have bookmarked it just in case someone would refer to it. I should have taken a screen grab of it. But basically he's saying it's a lamp at some stage. Why's the caption not working? Oh, he's talking about Simpson. Maybe he's just doing headers at the moment. Oh, he's gone back to this one. He's asking his mother inside the car. This guy's total jerk off. Faker. Maybe it's coming up.
Yeah. Well, it's good that we checked out all of the different light configurations as well, you know.
Well, you know, in future when you see that, they use them at parking lots in the malls in America, and there's been a few of those in the last couple of years that I've debunked, and I've taken it straight from Google Earth and said, here you are, side by side, you can see lens flare and all that. So yeah. He's not going to show us the picture. So I wonder where it was.
Never mind, Paul. I think you put this on actually anyway, you know.
Yeah.
It's annoying. So he had a good picture of it.
Yeah.
I know I should have taken a picture of it. Screen grab. I think it was someone living there sent it to him, maybe. Oh, someone's playing. Is it you playing? Oh, well, it's there. Believe me, he's got a photograph of it, and it was a pretty good one. Pretty good image. Hang on, he might go to Street View. What's this one? I didn't watch it all, of course. I haven't got to watch everything. So he's gone to Google Maps, has he? There we go. He might save us the job. Go on, show us the lights. Not seen any. Not yet. So he was going to do what I do. So that's good. He's debunking the way I do things. See, they're not sure what street they were on because there's no information. We just got a rough idea. So he's trying to pin it. So it's going to be near a highway, a major highway. So here we go. He might get it this time. I think I gave him a thumbs up on his way. But there's a stadium. Stadiums have normal cut lights as well. Well, they call it automobiles over there, or what's the other words they use? Vehicle. He's taking a long time to pin them. But that photograph I had originally when I showed, oh, there we go. Could that be it? In the distance here. He's moved away from it. Could that be one over here? Doesn't look like a round one. Looks like that's a stadium. They're stadium lights, so they're not quite. They don't use the round ones. They use the bent down ones with the flat lenses on them. Come on, Uni, pin it for us. Come on, we can do it. A highway there, so that's a good chance. It's going to be around here. So that's the problem when people don't give you the information. That's why MUFON cases always ask for that information, so you can just go straight to the spot. If you get too bored, we can always skip past it, but I'm pretty sure he'll probably find it at some stage. Uni doesn't give up like I don't give up. Well, we know there's 3 lights a certain distance apart. He's trying to get clues on the road here to see what buildings it looks like. Have we got clue captions on yet? Oh, here we go. Share button, help me find it. I wonder if he's going to show us that picture he had, because that looked like a spot on. So you can see what I'd be doing. I'd be scratching my head too, trying to find the exact spot. And that way you can spend hours and hours just trying to pin something. Yeah. Maybe we need to skim forward. Let's have a look. Okay, let's go there. So did he find it? See something there. Stadium he's gone to again. Could it be stadium lights in the car park? I don't think so. They're too flat, you're saying. And through the whole process that we would have to be doing. And he's getting frustrated, I can tell. He's gone to Google Images too, but where is it? Yeah, he's getting a bit frustrated. Yeah, he's still looking. Oh god. Must be pin it soon, surely. He's gone back to the video game. Let us know if you want to go away, Robert, and get something to eat, or has he already?
I'm okay for a little bit, Paul.
Looks like we might not be able to get onto MUFON this time. Who knows? I might even feel good enough to do one Friday as well. Problem is, if we make the videos too long, people don't watch to the end anyway. Well, hang on, has he found a high mast there? Yeah, it looks pretty high, but it's a bendy one. No, it's not found it. Maybe he didn't find it. But he gets a lot of people watching. How many had the 90 likes? 1,600 he got. So, and he had like a couple hundred, I think, watching, 300 watching. So they were quite happy to sit there, watch them trying to nut it out. He still hasn't found it. Of course, that guy could have been lying about the location he was at as well. So, because that's normally you get hold of. You normally ask them to take a photograph as well as a video, and in the photograph it has like location information and the proper date and time that the video was taken. That's what you should do if you're doing video of UFOs. Always take a photograph as well, even if it's gone away, of the location, because the metadata is very useful and it backs up the video. So yeah. He still hasn't found it. Must be near the end, maybe. Oh, no. I thought he has found it then. It's got that still image, and if you can pin that still image, it looks like the light. We had the right light, I reckon. Yeah, looks like he might have given up, huh? Ah, well. We could spend hours looking too, I guess. It's just a shame I can't find the original image he had up. It's mine. Yeah. I don't know where it is. It's mine. Man, what the hell's that? Oh, he's talking about it on graphics. But why can't people see that as a light anyway? Anyway, see if you can find it after we're finished up here anyway. So what's it up today? I just know it's going to be here in the images somewhere. So there's a good one too, but it's got multiple ones inside too. Maybe instead of put Mexico on, we'll put El Paso maybe. Mexico. How do you spell it though? El Pasco. Has that narrowed it down for us? Looks like might be way in the background here, see? Looks like one. But it's just too small. We want a close-up. Oh, why is it taking so long? Hey, we got some extra people watching now. Must be waking up. Interstate 75 South, Pasco. Oh, where's the picture though? Well, here it is.
I sent it right there.
Little tiny images. I wonder if I go big. Oh, God. No, it doesn't even look like the right one there, does it? No, that one's got little tiny ones coming down. I suppose that would be the next UFO video. Lots of images. Oh well, so it's not there. Just keep scrolling. Well, something's plugging us. Hopefully the graphics are not corrupting. Maybe we have to put ring light in or something. It must have a special name, probably. See, that's a typical football stadium one with all those banks of lights. But these ones are highway and car parks. Now, of course, the Chinese are going to put a fake moon according to secureteam 10. Maybe not call it lead. Maybe it's not lead, but it would have to be lead, wouldn't it? Ring. Oh, there we go. That one looks like it could be in the distance again. Done it. It's very high up, but it's too far away. So let's keep looking. See, Google search is not good enough. It's bringing up a load of rubbish, you know. How's any of that got to do with lights and high mask, you know? The search is crazy.
It always does that.
I know, it's stupid, isn't it?
The first few that's relevant, and after that it just starts getting silly.
It does. Maybe it's not even Mexico. Let's get rid of Mexico. No, let's try. We don't know what's truth and what's lies. Oh, look, that's brought up a whole heap of different ones.
Yeah.
Without the word Mexico. But you name it, there's all sorts of configurations, isn't it? That's just crazy.
Mm.
But that one there looks like it could be. I think they're too round though. They're looking downwards, yeah. They're looking downwards, those ones. Ah, what's this one here? High mask pole manufacturer. Yes. So that one's got a beacon on it up here. That could be the one here. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like it's about it fits the number 11 going around the outside. No, we're not going to pin it, are we? Oh well, doesn't matter. At least we know all the different things that can be made into UFO videos. Look at that one, that's pretty good. We had a bit of fog and you'd have a UFO. See, that one looks close to it too. Let's have a look. In China, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that one does fit it as well. Anyway, someone's beeping. Is that me or you guys?
I send the beeper.
So let's have a look at his latest one anyway. So that one's clearly debunked. If we knew the exact location, we could probably pin it from Google View. What's this one? Something scorched the earth in Argentina. So let's have a look. Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
No.
That puts.
I'm gonna have to.
You're going
to have to pop off, case.
Oh, that's all right. Thanks for joining us. Good. I didn't expect you to stay this long. I thought you're only going to be like half an hour and go. And thanks for joining us for 2.5 hours. join us
Well,
again.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, join.
Yeah, sure.
Join anytime you want.
If you still have me,
Yep, of course. And if you got any UFO videos or stuff that you want to have a look at or talk about, some of your cases that you're interested in, we'll just talk about it. So here he's talking about patterns in snow with no footprints. So
okay, bye.
Okay, mate. See you later. I'll see you on socials. See you, Gerard.
Bye,
Hey,
pal.
Robert.
Bye, Gerard. Bye.
So that's going to be a patch of snow. So anyone could.
Looks more like a sheet of some kind. Oh, I don't know either.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a sheet, but I think it's ice. That's sort of melted. There you go. Look, doesn't that look like man-made? Someone having a bit of fun.
Yeah.
He says He's saying no footprints, but look, you can get to the edge of this and carve it. You can step over here, scrape out the snow.
Jump over there. No worries. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Easy to get in and out of there without leaving footprints.
Definitely. Have been burnt. He reckons that's burnt. Well, it's possible. They could have got a poker iron to melt the ice and burnt the ground at the same time, eh? Just have a portable, what do you call it, one of those gas blowers, and you heat up the poker stick and you just put it in the ice and draw your pattern. Same as this one. There's no footprints leading up to it. Is he trying to con us? Yes, he is. So how many views did he get for this one? Yeah, the views for his videos is dropping pretty quick. 2,224. So 3 ads in it. He's still getting up there for $500 from that one, even still. So if I could make $300 a day, I would be quite happy. But the tax man would probably want at least half of it. So when you lose your job, the tax man doesn't really like to help you out. But if you ever become self-employed, they're quite happy to take half your money off you.
Oh, yeah.
So 4 people watching. So there's not really much going to be in this video that we're going to say, yeah, what's that got to do with UFOs making patterns in the snow? Now, some of these rings that he's brought up in the past have been shown to be fungus and faked. That was turned out to be faked. This one here, Scott Brando's debunked it so many times now. I wonder if he'll do it again. Put it up saying it's an old case. Oh no, this is the waffle iron burn guy. Remember that? Yeah, we should really talk about that case though, because that was quite a good case. But there was a lot of good information that people found out that debunked it. Because if you look at the original shirt, it didn't match. It had a burn mark on the back of it. He didn't have any burns on the back, and it was totally destroyed and didn't even look remotely like it was this, what he was wearing when the burn mark happened. There's a lot of suspicion with that case. But anyway,
we should not just that. He was known to have said in later life that, well, he was lamenting basically about how little money he made out of the case compared to others. So he was obviously profit orientated in his ways. That even adds to the probability that it was faked.
Yeah, I gave you the links on that to read up on, didn't I? And
yeah, some time ago. Yeah, it's an old case. I was familiar with it.
Yeah, it was brought up when they're talking about making a special gold coin that sort of glowed in the dark or something, and come in a special case.
Oh yeah,
that's when this topic got brought up again, saying it's the best Canadian UFO case. So what's this one on? Satellites do not act like this. So let's have a look at this one. Drastic turns near the moon. So is it an amateur backyard guy that's filming it? I'm not seeing anything. Let's zoom in a bit. So yeah, kind of looks strange. Was that black at the top here, and it's all ghosted down the bottom. So what are we looking at? A little black object here, which are often Milo balloons drifting on the air current. Look, it just popped. You see that? It just popped. So it lost altitude very quickly. There we go. See if we can see if it changes shape. Pretty bad video. Pop.
Yeah.
Just there. I'm not sure if you saw a little burst of stuff come out.
Yeah.
And you notice it was still. Yeah, and now he's comparing other photographs, was it, or other videos. Like I was saying earlier, that Milo balloons can go up to, was it 6 kilometers up before they burst? Yeah, so it looks like they're not all the same video. But you can see they always travel in the same direction, even though that one that popped still was traveling with the wind. You can see it was still traveling in the same direction. See, that one looks like it's just popped too, and it's going downwards. See that sort of seesawing? You got to remember, each year California releases like 60 million balloons, but I think they changed the law now to rid the sale of some of them anyway. Like the metal ones. Apparently, the metal Marla ones, if they land in the power lines, they call, and the transformer, it causes explosion.
Fire hazard.
Yeah, it causes explosions. Yeah. That's fires, wildfires.
I understood that they were banned in some states.
Yeah. No, you can see here it was traveling in the same direction as the wind, and it popped there, and it's starting to head downwards because it's losing helium. So yeah, I wonder what Scott Brando will talk about that tomorrow probably. So third phase is probably not even worth looking at, but we can have a quick look at UFO Stalker, see what's up on that.
Oh yeah.
Why is it not opening? I'm sure I clicked it. UFO Stalker. We sort of covered a lot of topics tonight. And that Gerard joined us, and those logos that he's done is excellent.
Excellent, yeah.
So see what he comes out with, and looks like it's gone to Australia. So we got some triangles. So any photographs? Notice they're all on the coastline here, which is often where you have the surf kites and the kite flying happening. So you always got to be aware of those being misidentified. But yeah, look.
Okay, no.
So let's have a look. Have we got any? Oh, he's just shooting off. Okay. No photo, bugger. No photo. So we're not going to get any triangles. What's that, Sydney? There's a few more triangles up here. So we got a photograph. So what's it say? Moved around in random direction. So let's have a look. New South Wales split triangle. It's only a drawing. That's disappointing. But you can see here when we're looking at triangles last string that it's got a typical shape here of one of those kites that we looked at, the black kites. So yeah, so we should bring up comparison images again. It hasn't got a description. Black triangle. Plug that in right. Too small fine print. So yeah, we just looked at a new case with a black triangle. And it's a drawing, but it looks like the same shape as one of those kites we saw last live we did. And we're looking at reef cases in the last hour of the last stream. Sure, clicked. So straight away we got a few popping up here. So you can see there's all sorts of crazy designs. And they're quite big. So the one looks like stealth here. Another one looks like a stealth. So we're looking for that similar shape one. Oh, that one there, but this one here. So where's the image? Oh, right here. So he's drawn a picture, this one. It looks like a kite. So what's he said? Or she said? Weather night time, so it could be one of those LED kites. Very clear sky, no wind, quiet duration. So no wind is a bit strange because you wouldn't be able to fly a kite. But as we also looked at, we saw some remote controlled planes, which are also triangles, and that looks like.
You mean drones?
Well, drone. Well, you can call them drones, but you can call them us.
No, you can get remote controlled aircraft as well, can't you?
Yeah. We looked at remote controlled flying wings last time as well, and there was one shaped like in the drawing as well.
Okay,
but
expensive.
100 US wasn't too bad for some of them, but the man size ones obviously going to be a few $1,000s.
Jeez, yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of reading there. So we're just skipping that one. We want some real photographs. So we go back, but we always lose our place. It always goes back to a default view, unfortunately. So we have to zoom in again. So let's have a look at some of these other silver ones. There's a photo. Let's have a look at that one. Well, Australia is quite busy. This month's been quite busy. Last month I got 447, and last week they got 81 sightings. So we might have a photograph here of something. So let's have a look. I don't like photographs because, as you know, we get bugs and birds and planes and balloons.
Yeah.
So
we need.
You can see it's only going to be a few picked the wrong way. So let's save the image and see what we can do with it. And do our usual checks. The computer's definitely getting slow. Always, once we get past that 2-hour mark, we always seem to get slow. The computer gradually gets slower and slower. I reckon some of the software I used here must leak to the memory or something. So let's do a quick zoom to start with. So sort of looks like a slug, doesn't it? So we need to apply some, obviously, filters and some enhancements to it. You can see we're dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pixels across, and probably about the same down. So is that close to the camera or is it far away? So you can't. That's what I hate about 2D camera.
Yeah, it's difficult to say, isn't it?
When we get the 4K 3D cameras on all smartphones, I think we're about to put a lot of these ones to bed pretty quickly, and maybe we'll get some serious photographs finally. So let's plug it into Paint. We'll get out those light ones. Here's your dog again.
He's giving me a real hard time this morning.
Why is that? He wants to go for a walk?
No, it's not that. It's really cold here, and
yeah,
he's opening and closing doors, and I'm going after him, closing them again.
Well, your dog can open doors as well.
Oh yeah, inside and out.
He jumps up and opens them.
Yeah, he just walks back with it if he wants to open it out, like he's just done now.
Yeah, that's what my dog does. He jumps up, opens it, puts his nose in, flips it open. And he can open up the sliding doors so you can see the videos. Jamal likes Charlie. He wants Charlie. Some days I could give him away. But
yeah, I know the feeling.
They're good and bad, you know. They sort of make you smile each day and give you company. And need to find that video that we just saved, or photo, I should say. The thing with dogs, you find they'll always be by your side, even if they're hungry. And cats, I don't like as much. The cats only show up when they want something. Well, dogs always be by your side, regardless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you got
dogs have owners, cats have slaves.
So you haven't had a cat yourself, or you like cats?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
You got a cat?
Yeah, with a few.
You got a cat
Not
now?
at the moment.
Oh, right.
No, it wouldn't be alive if I had one now.
Apparently, you got to have a cat more than a dog. So security team's been putting up dogs lately, but dogs don't get as many subs as if you were a cat owner, apparently.
Okay.
So we're trying to load it into the software. It might corrupt the screen though. Yeah, well, Jamal wants me to do more videos with my dog because he likes them.
Okay.
But he's got my dog's got a girlfriend down the dog park. And he doesn't really like her, but this border collie just loves him. And every time she sees him, she comes charging at him at 100 miles an hour, and she stops straight in front of him and does a Spanish stance. He spins around one direction and then spins around the other direction, and then starts licking him on the face. And he's trying to bend his head around to try and get Ray. It's like having a crazy stalker. But he's hilarious. I should videotape it, but I'm not sure if her owner would be all right with that, having to run the web. But it's hilarious. It would be a really good video. Jamal would love it. Could be based into image. So you can see how little pixels we got to deal with here. I wouldn't say it's a typical saucer shape, so I'm not too sure what it is at this stage. And it doesn't seem to have the silver color that we're wanting. Oh, I did wrong. I forgot to tick put scale. Yeah, so we got rain for 4 or 5 days here, they reckon. I see it's been raining after I got back from the walk tonight. So already you can see that's scalded in a bit better than the other package, but it's still probably not zoomed in enough. So let's go in a bit further again.
Okay, I'll just get a drink.
Yeah, I'm sort of run out now. I've got a wee bit left. Now we've lost all our views or some, so that will be wrapping up soon enough. Oh. All our views suddenly dropped down there. I thought people would be interested to see what we find out. I don't think you can hear us yet. Earmuffs on. Ah, right, so you can see that it's not a solid shape. So you're joining us. I see a lot of subs dropped off, but it might be Google playing up, of course.
I think it is.
So here you can see it's quite a fuzzy edge to it going on here. So let's sharpen it, see what we got. I think it might be rolling shutter effect that we're getting with possibly a bug. I think I can see a pair of wings there, a pair of wings there, and you can see it's not a silver craft. It's sort of looks like a black object. Let's see what this can do first. Sharpener. Yeah, we're starting to see things starting to stick out now. Looks a wee bit like you know, the rods effect you get with a slow shutter on a camera. So you can see here, looks like maybe some wings going up and down, and some wings going on here, and it's like a stretched image of a object that's going faster than the camera can process. Let's see if we can improve it even more. You can start to see we're sort of haven't got much pixels to work with here. But you can see it's not a solid object now, and we start to see appendages sticking out like limbs or wings or whatever. That's the problem with photographs. So if we had a video, we've got lots of frames to work with, and we can see if it's shape shifting and flapping wings, of course. And people take a photograph, and then they look at it and see these black things on it and say, oh, that's a UFO. Technically, it is a UFO, though, unknown, but in this case, it's going to be natural. What's going on here? CPU's maxing out a bit. Okay, let's go to color swap, see if we can get any more details out. What's the time there in the UK at the moment? We were 13 hours behind, so
12:46, 1:45
yeah.
PM.
Well, we won't go for much longer. It's almost a 3-hour stream already. It's amazing the time flies, and we always find something to talk about.
Yep.
I don't know if my CPU is going to be fast enough. So the shading one's not the best. So we'll go to flip colors. So we can change those minute browns into other colors. And it might offer us some extra clues. But you can see there's not much of a color change in the object. And it's not processing fast enough with all the string going on here. So you can see here, it looks like it's one object, well, the same object, but it's sort of like time lapse. So you got one object here, and then one object here, and one object there. It's like it's sort of three objects as the rolling shutters scanning this way, it captures it there, but it's already moved to here. So when it scans here in the next microsecond, it's already picked up a false image, and then it's scanning here and it's moved to here. So phones are not really good things, but it's your guess whether it's a bug, bird, but you can see clearly it's not going to be a UFO just looking at that.
No, I'd have to go bug, bird, you know, one of the two. Can't really see it being anything else.
You can get some really crazy sort of shapes with birds and things on slow shutter cameras. You can find quite a few on Google.
Yeah, traveling at such speed as well, especially if they're close to the lens.
Yeah, unfortunately, the CMOS
have that
technology is not the best.
Effect. No.
I'll try going this way. I think there you can see definitely some motion here and motion here. I think that almost looks like a wing coming out this way, and the wing's gone up here for another downward blow, and the bird's twisted. I suppose I'd have to show you what I mean, but if you get an image, if you do this stuff enough, it's sort of you sort of get the hang of dismissing stuff, and that's what happens with the MUFON guys. They do so many thousands a month each, and they know what they're looking at, you know, and so we want a bird in flight. Still interesting having a look at these things and figuring them out, of course. So it's worked out my spelling mistake here. So we want one where it's turning like that one there. So I think it's turning with the wings upwards, like in that photograph here. Oh, it's not going to be probably that bird though. We'll see what else we've got. See, that's a bird on a slow shutter.
Yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it looks like
it looks like a helix.
It looks like a critter, and if you put that on a UFO site, people say, "Wow." But it says captured the flight patterns of birds, so that guy's being honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get some really good effects. Someone's done all the movements of a bird wing flap here. Shows how much motion they have. What kind of angle we're looking for? Pretty looking under the belly here, I reckon. I think it might even be flying this direction. Could be a duck. Depends which way the camera was rotated, which way the rolling shutter works. So there's some good images here that you can cut and paste, I think. Gull. Could be a gull. I really want a blackbird. I think the first one we looked at had the best. Oh, here we go. Like that one, but it's in the wrong direction. So that's what we're looking at here. The wings going upwards. We could use that, I guess. Save image as. Finally. Now we need to bring it in. Probably crop the screen because the CPU will probably peak. It's definitely getting slower. So we're in the wrong place here. Downloads. And that one. So it's pretty good. So probably, I think it's more like a longer body here though. So what it's done is it's flown here, the camera's captured it here, and then it's moved to here and caught it there and sort of joined the image together like we saw before. And it's flown here and it's caught the last wing flap here, and probably just part of it here without the wings. But you can see what I mean. This I want layers. Oops. If we change the layer to transparent, what's going on? This software uses a lot of CPU. So I want to change it to overlay maybe. It might work. Let's have a look at other ones. Additive is normally a good one too. No. Difference. Sometimes you want to see if it's the same. Negation, lighten. Oh, too much. Probably overlay is the best one so far. Multiply. That one might do. Let's drag it. So you can see sort of the image through this image, and you can sort of scale it up and try and match it.
Yeah, it matches with the dark areas that you can see.
So it's not quite the right angle.
No,
that
but
wings,
nevertheless.
Yeah, we never get it perfect, but it's more like that. Not too much. Gone too much now. But it's similar to that. You can see the wings behind, and probably slightly bigger still too. But drawing programs can really help in it. So you can see the shadow behind. And that's pretty close. And then it would have moved to here and sort of joined it together. We could try one or the other. Oops, I pushed the wrong one again. One at most see-through we can get it, really. Multiply, try overlay again. I think it was too dark or too light, maybe. Yeah, you can see how well it sort of lines up now.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's probably gone there, there, and probably just at the end here. And it's caught it all in one image because the camera.
Is that down to shutter speed, is it?
Yeah, shutter speed. You can also get the same effect with long exposure, as you know, which they use at night time to get more light into the lens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's how you do that sort of stuff. Anyway, if we put that one forward here, I may just save the image for a thumbnail for the stream. It's gone slow. It's slightly off. But anyway, this package is free for those that are watching. It's called paint.net, and you can get a load of plugins to give all your different filters that I was using. Mega plugin packs with 300 different effects, and you don't have to pay money for it. So what I normally do is then say flatten, and it changes those two layers to one, and now that's hard coded. Now you can save it as an image. But I think that's not the right bird, but that sort of gives you the idea what I was trying to get at. Untitled, that will do. So we'll look at another video. We'll have a look at another one anyway. Time's getting on. So we didn't actually read her report. Have they got some other ones down here? Oh, she might have a video. Oh no. Not sure what we're meant to be looking at that one. Sunset. As you know, if you put camera towards the sun, you're going to get artifacts from the CMOS sensor overloading because too much light. So what did they say? They went for that. See how I did that? It went from that long blobby thing that looked like a slug in the air, which kind of looked a UFO type of shape, and we sharpened it and brought out the details, and we could start to see stuff that we couldn't see before by changing the slight color variations and to bring it out. UFO came from the bushes, which birds tend to do, hovered for a few seconds before taking off into the sky, southerly direction. So a hovering type bird. The photo was taken by the server and her family while taking a photograph from their back porch. So yeah. So what do you think of that description? A bit iffy. UFO came from the bushes, so UFOs do that. And birds would do that. Hovered for a few seconds. Definitely birds would flap and hover. I've seen sparrows outside.
Some can.
Well, sparrows can, because I saw a sparrow the other day hovering out, looking at our window, and it got a hold of a blowfly that was crawling up the window. I thought, wow, that's good. Because the blowfly.
I've never known a sparrow that can hover. They can keep fairly still for a short time. That they're not.
Well, I wish I could have videotaped it for you, because I was just looking at the right time, and I saw the sparrow come up, hover like a hummingbird for probably a good 5 seconds, and it poked its head straight at the fly into its beak and took off and landed on the grass and started.
Sure that was a sparrow.
Definitely a sparrow. I wish I had it on camera.
maybe you have some slightly different species of sparrows in your part of the world. I don't know.
I don't know, but it was certainly really clever what it did. But they are little dinosaurs after all. So
Yeah.
we'll move on to another photograph anyway and see what we can find. And I'll let you go for lunch and wrap up here, because people probably don't even get this far. And I have to remember all the topics we covered now. So
yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, don't forget Gerard's UFO sighting. That was quite interesting. So
yeah, that was a real good sighting he had too.
Yeah.
And it's always before we had camera phones. So
yeah, I doubt if a camera phone would have done it justice anyway. They rarely do they?
So we got another photograph, which I hate because video is so much better. What they should do is take a video and then take a photograph, like I said, because you get the two lots of information from both. Without taking photographs of a beautiful rainbow. Hang on, I'll get cheap fruit. Front side of the house on renting. After taking 9 photographs on my smartphone, went back inside, downloaded the photographs to look at later, and time come to a rainbow. I noticed the first photo shot a black something underneath the rainbow. So this is always the case. You don't see it with the eyes. It tends to be a bug or bird, doesn't it? So screen. Whereas definitely looks like a bird high up there. Maybe that's what she's talking about. So let's again save it and process it. Sometimes we get a nice one like we did last stream with that one that really did look like a UFO shape. But yeah, imagine if Gerard managed to get a photograph of what he saw. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
So that one's this one. Oh, there's a cold snap coming in the bedroom. Must be getting cold outside. Paint. I didn't say quit, did I? Cancel. Oh, I didn't save it. That's why it didn't like what I did. I always forget about that window. It's always slow to pop up when I'm doing streams. So let's try that again. And see if we can enhance this one. It's plugged in now, isn't it? It is a nice rainbow shot, isn't it? So we know the black thing's up here. Again, we're only dealing with a few pixels.
You can't see the object.
Oh, you will in a minute. But I don't think I've zoomed in enough. I've cut it enough anyway. New image. I think it's there. It's very faint. We might not be able to do much with it. But it looks like it's a pair of wings there to me. But we'll go back if it's not that one. But that's the only one I can see. Looks a bit strange. Looks like a shopping bag. That's my first reaction on that one. Or a smudge on a window or something like that. Looks like raindrops coming down, on a smudgy piece of glass. we could try enhancing it first, I guess. Unless I've got the wrong bit on the photograph, which is possible. Yeah, it's a bit slow, you can see.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
something there.
It could be a wing and the tail feather here. A bird flying upwards.
Yeah.
You can see that, can you?
There's much you can do with that.
We haven't got much color range. We've got a few peaks here. No, you're probably right. But it does look not UFO though, does it?
No.
I'll post the link for it down the side so you can have a look after if you want. If it'll let me. It's going slow. Have a look at that rainbow one if you want.
Okay.
But I'll do a quick zoom in and have a look around just in case there's some other objects. So there's the object there. I don't know if you can see it. That's where I cut.
Yeah.
That looks like something on the gutter up here.
Trouble is, I've got a few smudges on my screen, which really doesn't help me.
Yeah, I was meant to clean mine today because that can fool you. Looks like there's little black specks in the trees here, like birds as well. You probably have to zoom right in to see them. Well, I'm not seeing anything else in that photograph.
Oh, not me.
So I think I've got the right bit.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we do here? It went wrong. Reset. Yeah, it's going. We did have it a bit better though. Got to wait for it to catch up. It's going to go wrong now. I wonder it would. I think I might try just a darkening filter, maybe. Darken, see how that one goes. Didn't darken it much, did it? I think it's running too slow. I don't think it's processed it. There we go. Now it's caught up. Sort of negated it. Dark, but not the object. We've gone the opposite way. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's just not cooperating with the CPU speed. I think we have to go this way. Yeah, it's definitely a lot slower. I don't know. Is it doing something? It should be changing it. Oh, it's going to go crazy now, I think. No. This is annoying. So just reset it again. Yeah, it's just not operating real time enough. So it should be instant change in here. They should have done something. Yeah. See, it's not interactive enough, unfortunately. I think we're having better with the. Oh, see, that was getting close to where we wanted it. Try another filter. That one's working a bit quicker. It's getting close to what we want. It's going crazy now. There we go. So it's making it darker in the sky. It makes it too light. I think that might be the best we're going to get with the CPU as it is. But yeah, you can see it almost looks like a pair of long wings coming down this way. I'll draw around it. Show you what I mean. Looks like a bird head up here. So let's see, here we go. So it looks like a wing coming down this way. And sort of triangled in here. And it looks like a... I just went to click off it. And then it looks like there was a triangle bit in there, but we didn't enhance it enough. But there was a little triangle bit happening here. And then it looks like there's another wing coming down this way. I'd say it looks like some type of hawk.
Yeah.
Like a hawk.
Yeah. It's just the angle it's facing. It's a little bit.
So it looks like another wing there, and it sort of bends around it.
Yeah.
Bends around at the top here. Unfortunately, my drawing with the mouse is not always the easiest. Like that, it goes crazy. And it looks like a head up here.
Yeah, it could well be.
So it looks like maybe it tucked its wings in, took a flap, and its wings are in on that second that she took it. Then they would have expanded out. The wings would have expanded out here. But yeah, it looks almost like a hawk type thing.
Yeah.
I just I'm not able to draw it properly enough. So if we had a hawk,
Yeah, they have a similar type of sharp wingtips, almost stealthy.
yeah. Hawk. But there's quite a lot of different types of hawks, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Let's stop that again. Maybe not a hawk. What else is there similar to these ones with the sharp?
It's not showing any in flight. Oh, it's showing a few.
I don't think it's a hawk. I think it's going to be a real sharp wingtip one. There was one similar that we saw on the other screen. Hang on, let's have a look. Go back again. There was one little sharp wing here, I think it was. Like this one here with these thing that you need the wings in rather than fully out. So they would come in. Well, like these ones here. This is very similar to what I'm thinking. It's got that type. It's got the sharp wing tips coming in like that, and it's flying upwards. But
looked like a house martin or something like that.
Yeah, it looks almost like that. If we get the wings coming in, it would be
house martin or swallow. Have got that very
yeah, like this one
sharp
here.
wing effect.
Another one that looks like a hawkie. Common, swift. So that's got the type of wings.
Swift, yeah, swift, swallows. Yeah, all the same family.
Yeah. But you get what I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pointy wing birds. Look at this one. That's pretty sharp. That one's crazy.
Yeah.
Now what's that one?
Yeah. It's a seabird, isn't it? I don't know. Is that an albatross or
sooty? It says. There's a lot of different bird names.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
But we want one that's sort of dive bombing, but actually flying upwards, and then we'd have it right with the wings tucked in. It's like the reverse, like it was dive bombing downwards with the wings tucked in. But this one looks like it's flapped straight up. But you can clearly see there's some defined shape there, and we can only get that with the software. And that brings out the details, and you can see that it's not a classic saucer or anything like that. Grey bird, dive bombing. Let's see what that gives us. So here we go. Like that one there, but it's in the wrong direction. Now that's got the right type wings.
Yeah, and the picture you drew around of it looks like it's when it's in full dive. And there we go. Look, that one. Don't go up. Go back up. See where it's got his wings tucked in there.
This one here. Yeah, but it's,
that's the one.
That's the wrong angle. But this one's actually.
I know it's the wrong angle. Yeah, but that's the type.
But this
of
one's
thing
actually
looking
one's actually flying upwards though. Like it's sort of
doesn't
looks like it's sort of flowing and sort of tucked its wing in. And
doesn't really matter. It can do that on a stream of air.
That's right. But I'm just trying to get the one with that dive bombing because we get the right angle, you see, and then you can sort of move it around on the picture. Yeah, if we're just not getting the tucked in wings, maybe have to put the keyword wings close to the body. I know I've come across the image that I'm after before, but when you're looking for it, so this one's very. It needs to be more tucked in than that one. That one you pointed out is probably the closest one we've got, but it's the wrong angle. Yeah. Wrong angle. Anyway, we could spend many hours looking through this.
Yeah, I guess.
To find the image we're after. And one day you can just type it in with the right keywords and pin it straight away. But anyway, I think we'll wrap it up there for the night, mate. It's 3.5 hours now. But yeah. So thanks for everybody joining us.
Yeah, let me know when you've uploaded it onto your site so I can just see if those likes are, you know, what they should be.
Well, if you can find that image on UNIROCKS, I'm pretty sure he had the light we're after. Well, it looked very close to it anyway. But yeah, we just couldn't get it when we were watching it. And you can see he was getting frustrated trying to find it too. I'll just save that. But everyone said it as a lamp, and everybody's trying to pin the right location, but we didn't have the information.
I think you'd pinned that down after 2 minutes, really, to be honest. And that guy knew what he was photographing, there's no question.
Yeah. So I'll make a thumbnail using those images, because at least they're sort of unique to make a logo thumbnail out of. Hey, we suddenly got up to 4 at one stage, did we? Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us again, and who knows, we might do another live Friday, see how I feel, and one definitely on Sunday. But we'll go through more of these MUFON cases, hopefully. But I think we're coming up to the end of the month. That's we're already in the end of the new month now. So we'll probably have to see how we can use that software to get to the previous month, because we only have the first of the month sightings, which won't be very exciting. So I'll just play the end credits and see you again next stream, hopefully. And it's been a pretty fun night, as usual. And it normally peaks here, so you might get some strange corruption happening. So please like and share. I don't know if it corrupted. Good night.